beautiful electricity. It sings and hums in our fingertips. And maybe I'm not the same as everyone else around me. Maybe I'm not to blame for all of the pain I left behind me. Stay with me, and maybe they will see we could be. Maybe we are chosen to be. Maybe we are chosen stay with me, and maybe we will see we could be. Maybe we're all extras in life. Maybe we're all extras in life. Maybe we're all extras in life. We are extras in
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Learning Fives NA Silver Tournament Finals. I am Penguin God, joined here by Wee Zhao. How you doing today, Wee Zhao?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Not too bad, not too bad. We're gonna hop into pick and bans here. We have already seen this in Pro Draft done beforehand, so you all can see it in real time. Though they are gonna be picking in order. They picked for the rules, not necessarily for the Pro Draft. But we can tell you right now that Shaco was the first ban, and that is not a misclick. There is a Shaco one trick on the side of Araki MIA, so they decided to ban that out real quick. He has played other things recently, though, according to his coach. But the yeah, it's a good ban, getting someone off of their most comfortable pick.
hmm We can also see Rakan and Kaisa ban coming from one side. And I think that really is focusing around the bot lane. We can also see a Twitch ban perhaps targeted at CSG Tank. Perhaps he's a Twitch player. I'm not really sure myself.
So I know from experience that Moeta has played a couple hundred games as Kaiser recently after her release, and
hmm
he does fairly well on her. So Nautilus being the last ban here, that was the legitimate ban, wasn't a random ban there. But Alawi picked up for username 82's top lane. And we know that Maokai is going to be the return pick here, so this lane is very volatile and very in favor of the Alawi if she can get ahead. Um, but if she can't, she's just going to be smacking her tentacles into the most sturdy tree you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, it just really depends on the early game. If Alawi can generate early lead, constantly landing her E onto the Maokai getting that damage, chunking him out of lane, then Maokai's gonna have a really rough time coming to the later stages of the game. But if Skarner is able to influence the lane positively for Maokai, relieve some pressure that Lowy might be putting on him, then going to mid game, going to late game, then in the side lane she can't really chunk him down. Once he has his items, once he has perhaps a Thornmail, perhaps something like a Sunfire Cape as well, just getting that armor early on and making sure that he doesn't fall behind early on. So later in the game, he can just simply outscale her as probably one of the foremost, like most premier tanks currently in the meta.
Yep. But we now have Jax and Skarner in the jungle. That's a pretty solid matchup for the Jax, if I'm honest. Except the Impale, the ult coming out from the Skarner, that can do him pretty dirty in the mid and late game. But if Jax gets really far ahead, there's absolutely nothing that Skarner can do. He's just going to be dragging that Jax close to his team, and Jax doesn't even need to use any abilities for it. So that's really solid for him. But we have Victor and Orianna in the mid lane. We have two really solid picks coming out from both of these. Really big team fight capabilities. There's a lot of damage coming out from each of them, and so they have a lot of AoE both as well. But I will say that the team fight potential from the Orianna is much greater than that of the Victor, especially with that large AoE shockwave coming out from her.
Yeah, Orianna definitely outperforms Victor in mid-game teamfights at least, but going into late game, I would actually contest and say that Victor is much stronger a pick because he provides a lot more damage, his scaling is better than Orianna's, and he also has a lot more wave clear, but in general, we can see that the Archie MIA has a really strong teamfight team. They have the Orianna, they have the Xayah, have a really strong front line with Maokai and Skarner, but I think Xayah Thresh is going to have an interesting time. I guess I would say that they have a disadvantage going to the bot lane because they're matched against Caitlyn Karma, probably one of the strongest bot lanes you can currently have. They are range disadvantage in the support matchup with Karma outranging the Thresh, doing more damage than the Thresh, and we also have Caitlyn outranging the Xayah as well. So we might see some action around bot lane. We can see that if Caitlyn Karma pushes up, Skarner might want to go down there for a gank.
Yeah, I agree. Xayah Thresh is a lane that they can have a dominating impact on the game, considering they have CC in and of themselves. Thresh Hook into Flay can set up Xayah's route very easily, which can easily allow for a lot more damage potential to come through for Xayah with Moeta piloting that. But Karma and Caitlyn, it's just such a nice, safe lane for them. They're just so able to stay back, farm up, poke out, shield out, and just kind of relax on the way out. And so we'll have to see. I think this bot lane, the linchpin is going to be either the junglers ganking down, but if it's just a 2v2, I feel like it's going to be Crimson Lotus being the one that has to make things happen in this lane. Otherwise, Fish and CSG Tank are just going to relax.
Right. You're completely right when it comes to Thresh being the Crimson Lotus being the one who has to make the play. Because barring something short of a complete Thresh all-in, landing a really nice hook onto Caitlyn, getting that play down, getting his ultimate down as well. So at least unless you get that, you're not going to actually be able to take down the Caitlyn and Karma because they can out-sustain. As you said, Karma does have the shields, Caitlyn does outrange and can constantly heal up because I'm assuming that Caitlyn's going to be taking fleet footwork in this matchup. So we just have to see whether Crimson Lotus can land the hook or not. Definitely gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, that'll be a lane to watch. I hope Directed Camera agrees with us on that, but we'll have to see how that happens. As Jax and Skarner could just decide they want to go top lane over and over again, which would be the most boring lane to go to, considering this is gonna be two beefy boys smacking each other at some point. Although if Alawi gets the damage that she needs, then it'll be pretty different. But for the last minute of the spectator delay, we're gonna send over some music while we transition over. Don't touch that browser. We'll be right back.
Found its way, calling me to stay. I'm standing at the edge, but something always brings me back. All the voices in my head
Zhao, mute your mic.
Like lightning in the veins. Now they see me, and they'll never be the same. Your whispers found its way, calling me to stay. You can be my saving I'm standing at the edge, but something always brings me back. All the voices in my head reminding me of what I had. If I fall tonight, you can bring me back to life. If I fall tonight, you can be my saving light.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting into game here with the Learning Fives Silver Tournament Finals. I'm Penguin God, joined here by Wei Zhao. On the blue side, we have Control 6 with clever username 82 in the top lane. I'm going to call him Lord in the jungle, Timster in the mid lane, CSG Tank on the AD carry position, and Fish in the support role.
Yeah, on the other side, we have Arky MIA. We have Fabricio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on Malka on the top lane. Anthrios taking Skarner in the jungle. SSG Chase playing Ori on the mid lane. Then we have Moeta and Crimson Lotus 3 playing Xayah and Thresh respectively in the bot lane.
And we see here a nice 5-point start coming out from both of these teams, although the Alawi is a little off of her point there. She should be in that entrance to the blue side on the top there. But that's just a minor point. They could have invaded if Arky MIA knew that was going to happen, but there was no way for them to know. Ooh, a nice damage, some nice gold going over to Fish there. Easy win, easy money in the bank. You see the gold lead, 510 gold. Oh wait, Karma started with less gold than Thresh. Feels good, man.
Oh, because Thresh took down the Skarner the Skarner Spire.
Yep, he got 15 gold for that, whereas Karma only got 10 gold for hitting people with her abilities. Now we see how that
Unfortunate.
goes. Support battles, winning it out. There clearly this game is going to go in favor of Arky MIA.
It's already over.
Yeah, it's all gone. That 5 gold's going to matter. Oh, never mind, because Chase is up 1 CS over Timster, so it's all yeah, it's all over now. Anyway, back to back to our jobs. So yeah, we have some nice standard starts. Nothing really major going to be coming out in this early game. But Weijia, what would you like to see coming out of each of these teams?
Well, I would like to, originally in the beginning of the game, I would think that Skarner would need to focus bot side because I assume that Karma would be able to use her range advantage over the Thresh to push in that lane. But we can actually see that Moeta actually has the push because because Arky MIA, their bot lane has, that's a nice hook right there. Nice damage, but
Yeah,
as I was saying,
nice damage coming out onto CSG Tank. The Ignite burned there, but we also saw Crimson Lotus getting a little bit of tower range, but that was pretty hyphy. Level 2 engage coming down, getting a lot of damage, and no summoner spells burned for the Ignite.
yeah, so we can also see in the top lane, there's already a bunch of damage onto Fabricio. Clever username, really taking advantage of Alawi's early advantage over the Maokai. Really push that lane. We can also see that Alawi did take Klepto this game, so we're gonna pray to RNGesus, see if Clever username can get some nice items, get some, maybe perhaps an 80 potion or two to help help push her lead some more. Focus that
Oh,
early
nice,
gank though.
nice gank mid. Lord going in. SSG chase or SSG chase. Yeah, burning both summoner spells, the flash and the heal to get out, but does live through that.
So now on the bot lane, we can see that CSG Tank and Fish now have regained the push. Now, I really want to see how Moeta and Crimson Lotus really respond to this, because at a range disadvantage, at a melee support to range support disadvantage as well, they're going to be hard pressed to get farm for free, because every single time Moeta's going to step up for a CS, Fish is going to look to punish, and CSG is also going to look to punish. And we can also see that, Clever Username is punishing Maokai a lot in the top lane.
Yeah, that clever usernames allow. He's being very dominating here. Already 8 CS up. Fabrizio just kind of sitting there, wondering what he's going to do in this lane. He's taking a lot of damage. He might be lagging a little bit, it looks like. We might be seeing a pause coming out here soon, but he just takes so much damage from the allow. He eats so much of it from those little leaps that she does. But SSG Chase hadn't gone back after he burned those summoner spells mid lane, so he's really low on health, really low on mana, and he does have the dematerializer ready to go, so he can kill some minions as he's sitting there, but he doesn't have teleport, he has no easy way to get back to lane, but he does go back now, grabs a few little items, and calls it good on that.
Yeah, he might just get punished for that early back that he was forced into by the Jax. Might just lose a few CS to hit to his tower if Timster is able to push it in time. And we do see that Skarner's wrapping around topside, going into evading the enemy topside jungle, might be looking for a gank on top lane to help out his top laner a little bit, because Maokai is still, still struggling, down 12 CS already at 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's pretty early though, so that can easily be changed. There's only about a couple hundred gold lead because of the CS differentials coming out of the top and mid lane specifically. Bot lane is extremely even, so it's likely not going to be any different. A lot of poke going down on Moeta. Moeta's going to need it back fairly soon here.
Yeah, they might be even on CS, but Moeta's at a severe health disadvantage. You can see that he already burned through his pot and only has around 200 HP right now. Well, Caitlyn has also used her pot, but she is full HP. So we might see...
Ooh, nice hook coming down, but directed camera doesn't care.
Yeah, that was a really nice hook, but unfortunately Moeta does not have the HP to follow up on that. It's the circumstance of getting pushed in and constantly getting harassed by a range support who has a superior amount of range compared to the Thresh.
Yep. That's kind of what happens when it's Caitlyn Karma versus Xayah Thresh. You kind of have to sit back and just be out of their range while things are going on. But now we saw that Timster and SSG Chase have gone back at least once each now. So this is kind of like the mid part of the early game where you get that first back, you get the little bit of items to help you out, and you see what each person took. The Dark Seal coming out from Timster. Coming in, Skarner coming in. The Shockwave missing though.
Unfortunate.
Not gonna do anything in that mid lane.
Yeah, something I want to say is that there might be a lot of action happening around mid lane too, because Orianna has her ball and she can put down the Skarner. Skarner runs in with Predator, and that's a really nice setup for the Shockwave, but unfortunately that did not connect on the recent gank. And we can also see that Victor has a really nice time setting up engages for the Jax to gank as well, because Victor throws down his stun field, slows down the Orianna, Jax leaps in with his stun, and then you basically have a CC chain. But we see him flash from
Flash
Fish.
going in, Fish igniting, Moeta
Nice.
dying really quick. Fish gonna be really low. The Flame missing. Crimson Lotus not quite getting him in the tower. The hook going in, missing as well. Crimson Lotus not quite hitting the skill shots he needs to, but Fish walking through tower range. Minions are still there, so he's okay. But SSG Tank getting the focus of Athreos. Now Athreos lands on trap. CSG Tank having to flash over the wall to survive. But during that time, Lord Nerdishly had the chance to go grab that red buff away, but Athreos knows that's happening just by way of understanding how the game works, and so he takes Lord's red buff in return.
Yeah, so nice red buff trade, but that was a really very brave by Fish to flash in past the tower, land that Mantra Q and ignite onto Moeta, taking the Xayah down. Really nice play by Fish right there. The subsequent dive did not work as well, with Fish flubbing, missing his Mantra Q, but again, really nice. You can see that Caitlyn's now at a slight CS lead, though like you said earlier, that might turn, but we have an ult.
Oh, the ultimate coming out from top lane. Having to flash is Fabricio. Clever username doesn't quite get the kill after that flash, but Fabricio doesn't even have teleport. He's already half the CS of Clever username in this top lane, and that's going to be a pretty big lead. This tower is likely going to be going down too, especially considering Athros is nowhere around. This is going to be first tower.
Yeah, this is really, like we were talking about in champs, like this is the problem. If a Maokai gets behind to an Alawi early game and doesn't receive any help from their jungler, the lane just going to, the small snowball is going to turn into a giant one, and, you know, soon you're going to be looking at first blood tower in the top lane, and then at that point you got to really question what happens when Alawi, you know, joins the skirmish, joins the team fight. She's just going to take over the game then.
Yeah, she's already 40 CS up. Has what seems to be the most gold in the game. And so she's going to be the one controlling these team fights. But Athreos flashing in, getting the impale onto Karma. Karma getting pretty low. Hook coming in, heal burn by tank, but Fish going down still. Bot lane gank very affected by Athreos there.
Really nice gank by the Skarner, but I just want to see what they're going to look to pick up after that. There is a Mountain Drake up that they might go for. You can see Orianna moving down for that as well. But again, the question is really what's going to happen with top lane. That's the elephant in the room, or I guess giant tentacle lady in the room. See, Moeda's getting chunked down a little bit too.
Yeah, Moeda taking a lot of damage there. Not quite respecting the damage coming out from the Caitlyn, thinking he can duel 1v1, but really can't manage that even when the Crimson Lotus came up. Crimson Lotus got really low too. But Chase is high HP and high mana compared to Timster, and there's no Dragon Take gonna happen, just that Pink Ward gonna get taken out by Tank. Rip
So
that
now I
Pink
want to
Ward.
see, maybe Moeda wants to go for a lane swap because they need to deal with that Alawi somehow. And certainly, I don't think at this point that Maokai is going to be a match. But they're sending Maokai up top again. Now that Alawi has a Black Cleaver, they might just be sending him to his doom, to his own death. But as a bright spot for them, Arky MIA do have a pretty substantial lead in the mid lane against Timster. Timster's always getting forced back on the Victor, taking a lot of damage from Orianna there. You can see that Lord Nerdersly has to respond and make sure he has to clear the way for Victor. So we can see that now, they're kind of trading map pressure to a point where we can see,
Hook landing in. The stun coming onto Athreos. Athreos getting rid of the shockwave. Hits two, but Lord just being able to hop out with flash burn from heal burn from Chase, but nothing else happening. Only one kill for each side going in this game, period. And so, man, each team just trying to get stuff done, but none of it happening.
Yeah, that was a really close and bloody fight, but eventually no one goes down. It was really nice to play on both sides. SSG Chase had a huge two-man shockwave, but fortunate flash away from Lord Nerdersly on the Jax meant that no kill was actually picked up by them. And I just want to see what are they going to use with, we can see...
Magic Q going down, Crimson Lotus, 1 HP. Athreos not quite able to get in front of him, but Fish going to get stunned up. Moeda is there to help out. He does get the root, does get the return kill. Fish goes down to Moeda. Moeda looking to continue it, but does not quite do so.
Now, I want to see... That was a really nice gank by Skarner there. I just want to see Skarner focusing bot more and more, because at this time, by this point in the game, Alawi might just be able to 1v2 them in top lane. So I want to see them... I want to see Athreos get Moeda ahead, get Zai to the point that she can contest the Alawi damage in a team fight, and potentially win it out for his team with a combination of Orianna Shockwave as well.
Yep. Now, you see the Riptile taken down. By the side of Control 6, they're going to be able to get a tower with a potentially tank, and Moeda 1v1. But tank doesn't have any mana. Not able to get the root. The feathers were not in the proper place there. He tried to get it, but didn't quite. But yeah, Clever username is half HP in this top lane, but it doesn't matter considering how far ahead he is. The hook does land, but not quite getting the damage out. Moeda taking even more damage as the game goes on. There are 4 people in this bot lane since Chase is there, and so is Athreos, and maybe they're going to try and grab this tower up considering they're losing so hard in the top lane.
Yeah, they definitely want to posture around and force that tower down. With SSG tank going back to base, this might be their opportunity. But again, look at Clever username here, just constantly dishing out damage to Maokai. That was half his HP in one E WQ combo.
Yeah, that was so much damage coming out, but Fabrizio just needs to dodge those out and he'll be alright. But the problem is he just can't get there. Uh, he he can't wave clear very effectively without putting his body
Oh,
in danger.
again.
Another one, not as much damage going to come out of this one just because it's so far away and it's under a tower, but still so much damage coming out. Clever username can play this right, but he needs to be very careful because Athreus can just come up there and kill him 1v1. But ooh, Crimson Load is taking so much damage. Doesn't really have any way to heal.
Oh, he just straight up died.
Yep, now he's dead.
Now we see that Moeta might be in trouble.
Yeah, Moeta has to flash, get out. He did have Featherstorm, but he recognized that he would have just died to tank afterwards anyway, so it wasn't worth it to use it. Had to burn
That's a
flash.
Chase.
Chase gonna walk up topside. Clever username getting killed, trying to burn that ultimate and doesn't quite get it. Shockwave traded for the Alawi ult there, and yeah, that was an interesting trade there. Each team just trading kills, not really going for anything particular. Moeta on the wrong side of things. Buddy, you're not playing blue side this game, but Athreus gonna walk in and tries to smite it. Doesn't quite get it, but then goes down for his troubles. Moeta over the wall, burned it. Does not quite get anything, just kind of dies for it. Get a little hyphy there by both of them, but not quite getting what they need. Fabricio gonna use the blast plant to get over the wall, and Crimson Lotus and Fabricio are gonna safely walk out.
Yeah, really interesting plays by Skarner and Zaya there. Skarner running in 1v3, definitely looking for the steal. Unfortunately, that was not secured by him. It was actually secured by Jax for the opposite team. And then we have Moeta jumping over the Baron, not the Baron pit, excuse me, the Dragon pit, looking for an ambitious play. But unfortunately, that doesn't work out. Now there's a Herald dropped mid. Might just be losing another tower, but Chase falls down too.
Chase going down. A lot of easy kills being picked up. The Rift Herald's going to grab that mid tower and potentially getting the second one as well, considering there's a minion wave here, the Rift Herald's here. So much damage. Yeah, they're going to get some damage on it. The eye proc does work on it, but that's going to be all that happens there. But Fabricio going to go in under a tower to try and get Clever username off of it, but he's just, sticking on that tower.
Oh, he just runs right through, doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care at all. But we see that Clever username is just bullying the Maokai at this point. There's when Clever username gets that Death Dance, I don't think there's any way that Fabricio is going to be able to match up with him, especially because he hasn't even finished his first item yet. Especially considering there's a third tower going over. 3 towers to none considering in this game. And man, it's going to be a rough spot for RKMIA, but it's possible for them to win, but they need to start playing around their good CC and their good AoE with Zaya and Orianna, and their good pick potential from Athreus. They need to work on that. They need to focus on that better, because right now they're just trying to have these cheeky little picks, these cheeky little plays, and it's not working out for them. Crimson Lotus has died twice for free, and Moeta's died once for free. One time he died was just unfortunate, but there are just some missed calls and miscommunications that each one of them have done. And they can avoid those. Those are things that you can easily avoid and you can work on. And so changing those for the future is going to be what they need to do. But Crimson Lotus is out really far in front, and he's just going to die for free. Flash from Lord Nerd does get it, but Clever username going to do so much damage. Not quite able to heal up too much, but Athreus is going to give the kill over to Fabricio. The Face Leap almost getting the kills, but not quite getting there. Death Dance almost worked on there, but oh my god. Chase gonna go down as well, tries to burn the shockwave, but doesn't quite get it. So many kills and so much gold going over to Control 6 there, and that was just an easy kill onto Chase, who was trying to rotate back and save that mid tower, but Moeta was already there. I think he could have just taken the safer route and been fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say that RKMIA made a really good choice. They sent 3 against Alawi. That's exactly what you need to do when you essentially have when you're playing against a raid boss in the top lane. But fortunately, SSG Chase took a really risky path back towards the mid lane and gets punished for it, because, you know, again, with the Alawi control over the top lane, they don't have too much vision secured in their own jungle. They definitely have to play more safe now. You can see that Lord Nursley is, again, there's clear another ward they have near the blue buff, and they're constantly getting pushed in. So how RKMIA wants to play this game, how they're going to want to win this game is they're going to look to play around their inhibitor towers. Look for
nice hook.
SSG tank.
Tank going to get taken down. Nice hook. Death sentence coming out from Crimson Lotus. Easy kill.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. They needed to wait for wait for Control 6 to push up, wait for Control 6 to push up and try to siege, and then when they overextend, look for something like a thresh hook onto them.
Yeah, but now Clever Username is in the backline. So much damage coming out. Chase getting taken out immediately. Crimson Load is really low. Athreos going to be the next target. But Moeta is right there. Does get 2 roots. Doesn't quite get the kill, get the damage out to get the kills, but doesn't quite die. The hook landing in, but Moeta really low. Get the Feather Storm and the recall. Does root under tower. Crimson Lotus goes down to Timster. And Clever Username is going to be hitting this mid lane tower with these minions.
Again, Clever Username, you know, he might seem pretty low on his HP, but doesn't really matter when the Maokai just lacks the damage to finish off the Alawi. Again, we can just see that Control 6 does not need to really, well, they're not playing too carefully, but at the same time they have such a immense lead currently that they don't really need to. They can still get away with playing a bit more aggressively, a bit more ambitiously, and still get away with at least even fights due to just the top lane differential they have currently. We're looking at bot lane tower, but
Lord, 1 HP down here. Oh no, it gets executed by the minions, but Tim's are going to be the next focus here for Athreos. Athreos going to try and get over the kill to Moeta. Moeta is chasing him. Timster low, Moeta flashing for the kill. Does grab it up.
So Moeta's pretty much our Archie MIA's hope right now. They're trying to funnel all of their gold, all of their resources onto Moeta and give him the tools to carry this game because, well, it's certainly not going to be the Maokai.
No, for sure. Even though, funnily enough, the Maokai has the best KDA on the team. Technically speaking. I mean, I guess Moeta has a marginally better one because you can't divide anything by 0, so I guess he has like a 1 KDA, but anyway, Moeta has 3 kills out of the 6, and so there's a lot of gold funneled into him, so it's going to be entirely on him to see if he can carry this game, and understanding that, you now understand Archie MIA's game plan. It's to kite and pick off and position people so that Moeta can get roots off and get the damage off freely without having to misposition himself and have to burn that Feather Storm to use it defensively. He wants to use that offensively so he can get more damage down, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get good team fights and good positioning so that they can get those easy Feather Storms, but this Infernal Drake gonna be the next target of Control 6. They already have a Mountain Drake at their hands, but Lord can do it on their own, but Moeta they're gonna go for Baron here. I'm not sure they can do it, but before Control 6 gets there, Crimson Lotus getting really low. Yeah, it's going to be doing a lot of damage for Bricia. Gonna take it up. Moeta gets taken out. Alawi's there. It's a lot of damage, a lot of kills going over Bricio. Gonna be the next target, but the Ace in the Hole does go in. Double kill for Timster. On the Maokai, but now they're going to try and rotate mid lane and grab that inner tower. They can even rotate top directly after that. Athreos could have cleared out that top wave, so they aren't going to be able to get it very easily, but he wasn't sure where the enemy team was, so they're just going to grab up this mid tower, likely going to rotate top lane as well, but that was a questionable call to go for that Baron there.
Yeah, that was basically the definition of a desperate Baron, because they thought that they're in a pickle, they're in a bad spot. You know, they need to do something to get them back into the game. And they thought that Baron was the way to do it. However, they did not set up the proper vision. They did not wait for people from Control 6 to show up.
Athreos going real low. Moeta is real low as well. They're not going to be able to defend this mid tower. Lord's just going to be able to split push. They are saving that top lane. Oh, he's dead. But they are going to be able to try and push mid out. Fabricio getting real tanky, trying to block up for Moeta. Moeta getting a lot of damage down, but Clever Username does get him. In the end, this inhib being the next target, but I'm not sure they can get it. They're going to be indecisive, but they are going to back away finally. They weren't entirely sure if they wanted to back out of that, but I think it was smart to do so.
Right, they definitely didn't want to risk, you know, trading any more kills to Archie MIA because that could bring them back into the game. It's definitely a smart choice. They still have Baron up too, so they definitely want to just be clearing away enemy jungle, putting down some wards, and setting up for a Baron of their own. They can definitely bait it out, look for a fight, force a fight, and just win again. But something I want to know is that I'm looking to see whether Athreos or Fabricio is going to buy a nice Val for Moeta, because again, like we pointed out earlier, if they want to play around the Xayah, they definitely need to give her some extra protection than she is getting currently. Because as we saw earlier, she was getting run down by the Alawi, just getting taken down immediately. And nice Val, at least at some point, would help alleviate that damage by giving her an extra flat damage percentage damage reduction.
Yeah, you would think Crimson Lotus would get it as well, but missing the flay on the Scuttle Crab. The Scuttle Crab is now like a contested objective now with those new updates. And so Thresh isn't really able to solo it very well. It's got 2,000 HP, and it's going to take him a fat minute to do it. Especially with all the members of Control 6 around, they're just being a little over ambitious in their calls. They need to play it safe, farm up, get items, and then they can do things. Zaya's not even sitting on 2 full items, whereas Tank is sitting on 2 and like 1/4 items at this point. Uh, and so they need to get items. They need to put more money into Moeta. They need to give him the farm in each side lane. Whereas Chase doesn't need it as much. Even the Zonias doesn't really help. Laura gonna do some damage onto Fabricio.
Oh,
Fabricio
Fabricio.
half health already. Not as tanky as he'd like to be at this point. He has 0 MR against Timster, and even Lord's Jax is gonna do some magic damage. The sapling does show up.
Look at that damage.
Yeah, that was so much damage onto Chase just from getting that E. Ooh, nice hook onto Timster. Not gonna happen because of the stun field. Crimson Lotus
though.
getting stunned up. Does they have to leave the tower? The redemption coming in. Now this is something we need to talk about after this potential fight. Is the redemption build?
SSG Chase
Ooh,
again.
S Chase gonna get so
Three
low.
man, 4 man.
Oh, nice ult coming out, getting kicking out. Alawa getting kills left and right. Double kill for them. Fabricio taken out too. Triple kill for the Alawi. Featherstorm coming in to cancel the Caitlyn ult. Not quite getting it. The Ace coming in. They can't quite win the game off of that, but they can get that mid-end for sure.
Just really unfortunate. You know, that was a great 4-man shockwave by SSG Chase, but at this point in the game, it's just too late. He's already down too many items, down too much farm. He doesn't have the damage yet because he doesn't have the items, and we can just see that the front line melted. Athros, Fabricio just getting completely destroyed by clever username on the Alawi. Alawi is really doing a lot of work. As we saw earlier, a single E from her landed onto SSG Chase in this half of the Orianna's health pool. Looking for a second inhibitor, but I don't think they're going to get it. They're definitely just going to reset, look for Baron control again because they have the power to force it down now.
They do. They have an easy way to get the Baron with their immense teamfight pressure coming out of Timster and Clever Username. Clever Username now has the Death Dance, so it's even harder to kill him. He has that lifesteal and that damage reduction. He's got even a Raptor Cloak in his inventory, which I'm guessing is going to go towards a Banner of Command. So he's going to get slightly tanky as well on top of everything. All the damage he's putting out, he's going to be even harder to kill. How do you kill this guy with your current lineup? You don't have that quick, intense damage. Moeta doesn't do a whole lot to Clever Username.
Well, to answer your question, how do you kill him? Well, you kill him very carefully and you send a lot of people at him. I mean, at this point, you know, as we know, he gets an arm record too. This guy wants to die past the towers.
Oh my god, what a man. Holy. We officially have an arm wrecker on this Alawi. Wanting to just disable turrets and dive and get things going for himself. Maybe he just wants to go ham. I guess that's just the easy answer for that, huh?
I just want to die past the Nexus towers, but I was saying, he has a Flame Horizon on Fabricio now. This is definitely something they want to be looking at in the following game. Do they want to be putting Maokai against the Alawi again? But just for Arky MIE in general, again, they want to be playing around Moeta, but at the same time, they don't want to be taking fights if they can avoid them. They want to be clearing out waves. They just want to be making sure that they can stem the bleeding. And if they can get jungle control with their vision, that's an extra bonus.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you know, they might not make it past another Baron push.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
Control 6 decides to go for that.
But we might want to mention Crimson Lotus's Thresh here. I'm not very impressed with it overall. He hasn't landed too many hooks. There have been a couple where he's gotten some pretty good picks off for his team, but I'm just not impressed with it. And his build is the squishy supporty Thresh build, where typically it's better to just go straight tank, and you're able to go in, not die immediately, and like redemption helps your team considering you don't have any sustain outside of that, but it still doesn't help too much. A Crimson Lotus gonna try and grab it. Cheeky little play there. Oh, but
Clever username might be just going for the 1v2.
yeah,
Oh
Moeta
my.
doing so much damage. 2 hits on the Moeta. He's dead. He's almost dead. The Featherstorm does come in. Does get the chain off, but doesn't quite do it for him.
Clever
Moeta
username.
gonna get taken out by Clever Username's Alawi, but the rest of the team in a 4v3, that little damage coming out from Skarner doesn't quite get it, but Clever Username trying to 1v2. Crimson Lotus does cancel the jump, but that's gonna be all that really happens. Baron picked up for Control 6, and this is going to spell the end of Arky MIA in this first game.
I mean, that's just what happens when you have a top laner that just snowballs out of control. You can see that he just 1v2 the bottom lane, giving Control 6 a man advantage near the Baron pit. They have a 4v3. Shockwave lands.
Yeah, the Shockwave going to be doing a lot of damage here. When it comes out, Athreo's going to get taken out. The jump coming out from the Alawi, so much damage. Redemption going to come in and heal nothing but do damage to the minions. Not a whole lot going to happen in this mid lane other than turrets getting taken out. Baron buff minions doing a lot of damage to these turrets, as well as the Caitlyn. Caitlyn just whacking away on them, getting a lot of damage to objectives. This game is over. Control 6 is going to take it. Game 1 is likely going to go their way unless they do a major throw in these last few seconds. The death throws of AKM going to go in, but oh no. Going to get a kill onto the Jax. Clever using his back. He's full health. He's ready to go. He has the damage. The Nexus is low. It does get taken out. Control 6 does take the first game of this series, but it is a best of 3, so Arky MIA has a chance to change their strategy going into the second game.
You know, I'm just disappointed that we didn't really see the Omwrecker at work, you know? The game just ended too quick, fortunately. But going to the next game, definitely we might be looking for adaptations from Arky MIA, because certainly the Xayah did get some early kills, but maybe perhaps of the Thresh pick that wasn't, you know, used to its full efficiency, they weren't able to snowball the lead further, whereas Clever Username just kept on getting more and more farm, more and more kills in the top lane, and it got to the point where, you know, the other lanes start grouping, you know, enters mid game, and suddenly you just have to deal with this giant hulking Alawi that is somehow now a poke champion because she lands 1E on you, and half your health is gone. So definitely, we want to be seeing adaptations.
Yep, we absolutely do, but that quite does it for game 1 of this series. But it is a best of 3. Arky MIA has a chance for revenge, but we'll have to see what how that happens after the break. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Don't touch that browser. We're not going anywhere.
Should I just let go? Ooh, can save us. Ooh, can save us. Ooh, just like this heart of ours before it's gone by. Can save us. Ooh, can save us. Ooh, can save us. Ooh, just like this heart of ours before it's gone by. Can save
And now you close your eyes. They just haven't seen it. They just haven't seen it. And now you close your eyes. They just haven't seen it. 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 And now you close your eyes. They just haven't seen it. They just haven't seen it. They just haven't seen it.
PogChamp. Have we?
We have seen this in the pro draft. Welcome to game two. Hello, guys. I am a pro, and yeah, yeah. Anyway, so
Penguin God was muted.
I may or may not have been muted on stream because there are a million things to keep track of when I'm doing this. Anyway, so we have picks and bans coming out: the Sheikah ban and the Kaisa ban, not a surprise. But the Twitch and Sejuani ban's not a surprise as well. But actually, you know what? The first round of bands are gonna look real familiar. Wow, I hadn't looked at the pro draft until now, but you guys are gonna like these picks.
Well, this is like deja vu.
Yeah, a little bit, and so we'll see it. We'll see it going out, but we see the Alawi picked up for Fabricio, where Clever Username picks up the Swain for himself. Now, this matchup is more in favor of the Swain than it was the Alawi in the last matchup, so Fabricio is really going to pick it up for himself to see if he can match up to the Swain. That being said, it's Dr. Mundo versus Jax. Jax can hard win this matchup if he gets super far ahead, but then Mundo, if he gets to that late game point where he just gets like 4 or 5 items, it's almost impossible to kill him. So, Chase is going to grab the Galio up for himself, where it's going to be the Talon. This
Oh wow.
is a matchup heavily in favor of Galio, in my opinion. We have good tankiness, good CC, good damage coming out. Talon not really able to do a whole lot against that unless the Talon gets a little bit of a lead in the CS above the Galio, which is going to come mostly from the jungle pressure. And I feel like Jax's ganks are a little bit better than Dr. Mundo's from there.
Yeah, the Dr. Mundo in the jungle is really interesting. He's definitely coming to resurgence currently in the meta, but more so as a top lane pick, as a counter to some specific tanks rather than as a jungler. But I like what RKMIA has been doing so far. They took the Alawi, they took the Jax, pieces of the Control 6 winning comp from last game, really taking it from themselves, making sure that, Fabricio isn't put on this tank, on a dog champ, he actually has a chance into the swing. Those swing, like you said, does have a range advantage. It gives him a slight advantage in the top lane. Now, Talon to Galio is a really interesting matchup because I think, like you mentioned, Galio does have the push advantage, but Talon has a lot of kill pressure onto Galio. Since Galio usually does take TP, Talon takes Ignite, so there's obviously a natural summoner spell advantage for the Talon there as well. But again, we have a fairly interesting bot lane. Now, unlike last game, this is going to be even more one-sided. Again, Fish is put on now Fish is the one on the hook champion. He's on the Nautilus, and he's against the Jinx Karma. This is really interesting because usually Jin should be better than Jinx in the early game. However, Jinx is paired with the Karma. That's going to be able to push in the Jin Nautilus lane. So we definitely have to look for again, like pressure from the bot lane. This time from Moedum Crimson Lotus. We want to see how CSG Tank and Fish respond because they do have kill pressure. These do have kill pressure still, and Fish has opted into the Ignite from what we've seen so far. So again, there's going to be a lot of action in this game.
Now, I will point out something moderately interesting. For the red side, for Control 6, 4 of their 5 picks, I mean, I guess you could argue 5 of their 5 picks, all are flexes for top lane. A Swain can go top, Mundo can go top, Talon can go top, Nautilus can go top.
Jin top.
Jin top is something that I have seen in the past, not something that I have seen recently, but Swain, Mundo, Talon, and Nautilus have all been seen top. Nautilus not as much frequently, but yeah, this is ridiculous. If you would see this in LCS, you wouldn't be able to really understand the full grasp of who was going where until they like fully swapped and that 20-second markdown. But here we don't.
There's definitely a lot of picks that could be exchanged with each other, different lanes.
But here we don't have those rules. We just tell you to pick them in the order of the role after the pro draft is done. But man, these team fights are going to be pretty insane. The AoE coming out from both teams, the CC that both teams provide with the Jax, Galio, Karma, Swain, Mundo, Jin, and Nautilus. They all have some pretty hard form of CC, and they're going to have so much fun roaming around these team fights.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of there's a huge dichotomy between the two teams as well because RK MIA, they're definitely going to want to focus a lot around Moeta on the Jinx. Jinx is going to be their late game assurance. She's going to be their late game win condition. Karma's going to be giving her a lot of shields. Galio's going to be playing around her. And she's basically relying on Jax and Alawi to give her space in team fights, to be these backline pressure points, to be these people that can threaten the carries on the other side, to really give the Jinx space to deal out the damage and carry the fight on her own. Whereas on Control 6, they're playing a more split push heavy team. You have Talion who can handle himself in a side lane. Swain can handle himself in a side lane. Even Dr. Mundo to some extent does have side lane pressure if they do decide to put him against something like Alawi if he gets head early. So we're definitely going to look to see whether they're going to look for like a more pick oriented style or whether they're going to look for a more split push oriented style because they could play both.
Yep, I agree. But from here, we're going to send it over to some music. Well, I read it out the last minute of the spectator delay. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that. Don't you dare touch that browser. I see you want to touch it. I see you wanting to go look at Twitter while you wait. But no, not allowed. You have to stay here so you hear us come back. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a minute.
I let it consume me, I let it control me. I'll always be lonely, I'll never be fine. If life is a movie, it's always so boring. Where is the story? I hope it gets better with time. Yeah, I hope it gets better with time. Hope it gets better with time. Yeah, I hope it gets better with time. 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 Time. Yeah, I hope it gets better with time. I hope it gets better with time. I let it consume me, I let it control me. I'll always be lonely, I'll never be fine. If life is a movie, it's always so boring. Where is the story? I hope it gets better with time. Yeah, I hope it gets better with time.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Hopping into game. Summoners loading. Oh, I guess they're not summoners anymore. Players loading onto the Rift here for Game 2 of the NA Silver Finals. We have the same people on each side, but they're swapped, so we're not going to go into it. But we have a 5-man sack coming out from Control 6. They want to get an early lead with all of their early CC. I'm guessing Nautilus started his hook. I'm guessing Tank
Oh, he
started his
has.
snare.
He's looking for it.
He's going for it. Oh, they saw
Looks
Crimson
like
Lotus.
he got
Crimson Lotus at the
nice
flash over the wall.
flash.
Ooh, nice job, Crimson Lotus, having to do a return flash. Fish and Crimson Lotus, neither of them are going to have their flashes for these lanes, and each of them flashing their mastery. Oh, boy.
We're already off to a really exciting start, and the minions haven't even spawned yet.
Yeah, we're not even a minute into the game, and 2 flashes are already burned. Feels good, man. I also noticed that Fish even took that Ignite to try and get that early kill. It didn't work out for him in the end, but they do get a nice meme going for us in the second game.
Now, something I want to know is that the flash trait for the supports is going to heavily favor Maweta and Crimson Lotus, because if the Nautilus doesn't have his flash, it's going to be even easier to get kills onto him, because if they constantly chunk him down with, Mantra Qs and Jinx's superior auto attack range when she switches over to her long range AoE on her Q, then it's going to be a lot harder for Fish to actually get out of those engages if he has no flash. And on top of that, the Mundo can't really take advantage of no flash and Karma early game, because Mundo lacks hard CC. He has to rely on consistent cleavers landing in order to lock down targets.
Yep, I also will mention that it feels like both of these mid laners here, they each only have a couple CS. Oh, nice hook going over. Crimson Lotus taking that 4th shot. A lot of damage going on to him, but both of these mid laners are being really careful, but they're losing a lot of CS in doing so. Neither of them want to give up too much advantage to the other laner. They understand that this mid lane is very volatile, especially considering each one of them does really well. A nice pull going over to Clever Username. Clever Username showing dominance again. Ooh, that one minion proving the enemy of Crimson Lotus there, making him miss his Mantra Q. Another pull going over. Man, Clever Username is just dominating in this top lane for sure.
So we can see that Maweta and Crimson Lotus have also secured push and bot again. And just to point out the mid matchup and add a little bit more to it, basically what the Talon has done with starting with the Corrupting Pot, as well as taking Minion Dematerializer, is that he's looking to out-sustain and outlast the Galio, because Galio has TP, which means that if he's able to trade evenly with Timster without dying, and they both get force low, Galio is going to be naturally at an advantage, because if they both reset, he can TP back to lane, he can get back to lane faster, and he can push out the wave faster. So Timster is really looking to basically punish. Look at that damage.
Chase might be dead here. They had to burn the flash. He does trade the flash for the ignite though. Ooh, Athreos gonna go in and grab the kill, smacks some up. Does grab it. Easy kill.
That's a really heavy punish for Timster now, because not only on top of dying, he has the wave pushed into his tower. He does not have any TP, so he's going to lose all those minions as the wave crashes into his tower. But we can see that Risha is just constantly getting chunked down by Clever Username, though he is out of mana now.
Yeah, Clever Username is out of mana, but we also have to remember that Talon is Talon. He can walk over walls, so he does get quite a bit of movement speed extra. But ooh, Crimson Lotus getting real low. 4th shot almost takes him out, but they're not going to do it. Maweta getting stunned up by Fish. Fish doing so much damage to him, but the 4th shot going to come in, not going to quite get the kill.
Almost
100, a little bit over 100 HP. I think it was like 103, 104 there. Not quite getting the kill, but very, very close. Maweta not really able to stay, because now he's in range of a flash 4th shot, although Tank does not have flash anymore.
Well, like I was going to say, Fish has been landing some really nice hooks. Like that level 1 invade, that hook would have landed if not for the really nice reaction by Crimson Lotus.
Yep.
But Fish has been on point with the Nautilus so far. And despite Maweta and Crimson Lotus, excuse me.
Oh,
really?
Maweta almost getting hooked again there. That was really close, but now Crimson Lotus is the target. Crimson Lotus not quite getting hit up by that that snare coming out from the wow, brain just blanked there. The W from Jin. Yeah, we have the CSG Chase, SSG Chase, trying to match up. God, I am having a hard time today.
No, I can feel you.
SSG,
SSG, it's the same thing.
yeah, basically. They have S and G, it doesn't really matter. So Chase and Timster are really duking it out in this mid lane. They're even on CS, even though there was a kill going over to Athreos and the assist going over to Chase. But I feel like Timster was just a little bit too far forward trying to grab that kill. But Athreos is there
Athreus is
again.
looking for another gank.
Does go in, get the stuns after the
He's
taunt.
dead.
Oh no, he's not dead
Or-
yet. He's gonna hop over the wall, but the flash coming in, return flash. Athreos does grab the kill after Timster flash. Timster almost got out of that. If he got into a second wall, he would have lived.
Teamster's really getting punished for these aggressive plays. He's always trying to walk up for, always trying to pressure the Galio, make sure he's looking for a trade, but he's getting punished by that really well by Athreos. Athreos is reading Timster. He knows that Timster wants to go in. He knows that Timster wants to play aggressive, so he's standing near mid lane and taking advantage of the fact that Talon does not have flash. I think he might be looking for early dragon as well.
Yeah, they will grab this dragon pretty quick here, but I will mention that Timster keeps pushing out really far in this lane, past the midway point, even though he doesn't have any vision. That's kind of an easy mistake to make, especially if you're not as experienced in a melee versus melee matchup in the mid lane, which not a lot of people might be. Typically, when you're playing a melee, you're against a range, so you're always going to be typically pushed in, and so you end up far back anyway. But in this matchup, he's melee versus melee, which feels a lot different. It feels more like you can match up, you can step forward a little bit, you can get CS a little bit more. But that's really not the case. You still have to play careful because you're still a melee in a pretty short lane, and you still dive pretty easily to ganks. But Lord has not had any gank pressure. Ooh, the nice root coming out, or the nice taunt coming out. A lot of damage going on Timster, but bot lane, Crimson Lotus
Crimson Lotus.
already at half HP. The 4-shot going to hit Moeta, does a lot of damage, but not quite going to go anywhere from there.
Yeah, this bot lane's the real surprise of this game so far because as we saw early game that they did have the early push. Crimson Lotus did take advantage of Karma's range advantage. She did, Crimson Lotus did use the Mantra Qs to push in Fish and CSG tank, but because of that one pick they had onto Crimson Lotus, they pretty much completely lost pressure in the bot lane. Now they're the ones getting pushed in. Now they're the ones that are constantly under the kill pressure of Fish and his hooks because he's been on point so far. He might just be looking for another one soon.
Yeah, we
He's
saw
walking up.
Moeta had to back really early, and so all he was able to get was a potion, boots, and longsword, and that was pretty tough for him. That one minion
Oh, that
does save it.
minion.
Saves Moeta's life.
MVP of the game.
Yeah, clearly. Fish does quite a bit of damage with that hooks and the aftershock and everything. So, ooh, nice
he
going
lands one.
on that. Nice root coming out. The 4-shot not going to quite come in, but the flash coming in afterwards. The ignite not quite going to get it. No, one more tick would have
the
done it.
last tick did not
Fish
work.
gonna get taken down by Moeta. Moeta gonna try and return onto the other members of Control 6, but not gonna get anything because of the sadism. Ultimate pops by Mundo. Athreos not gonna be able to do a whole lot of damage there, but ooh, Moeta eating cleavers to the face does kind of hurt a little bit, but not too bad.
You can see that clever username is not the one that's getting a little bit chunked out by the Alawi in the top lane. How the turntables, but we can see that Anders might just be looking for another. Oh, we can see clever username though.
Yeah, these clever username is just gonna pop the ult, try and scare off Fabricio here. He can just flash in and ult, reactivate his ult to get a lot of damage off, but he's not gonna do it. Personally, I would have gone in because that's just the way I play. But
Oh yeah.
you gotta risk it for the biscuit. But anyway, in that bot lane, we saw a nice easy kill going on to Moeta. Another kill going on to the Jax as well. Oh,
the root
Moeta
landed.
getting stunned up. Nice damage going on to him. Oh, the curtain call coming in.
You know the shots?
Oh, Moeta being smart about it, but not quite gonna get
He's
it.
gonna walk out.
Tries to walk out of it. If he had flash, that would have been such a good
Timster.
meme. Oh, Timster gonna go in, trying to get Fabricio, but Fabricio not quite dying there. Almost gets blocked by his own minions to get a kill, but doesn't quite happen.
A really slight misplay by Timster right there. He did not use his Q and his W before using his ultimate onto Fabricio. That might have just picked up the kill for him. He also did not use his ignite there, so I think that was just a slight misplay. But as we saw earlier from the pressure that Fish and CSG Tank have been getting in the lane, they might just have first blood tower here. Oh, this might be a
It's really
TP
close
though.
with a TP coming in behind. Fabricio ready with the ult. Tank has his flash, but now he burned it. The Galio ult coming in as well. Hero's entrance coming in, gets Fish the kill. Gets the kill for Chase, but Fish going down to Galio in that case. They're going to grab the pink ward afterwards, but that was a good Hero's entrance from Chase.
Yeah, that's just the global presence of the Galio coming through for you. You know, you think that's just one person TPing, but suddenly that becomes two. I don't think that Arky MIA has been respecting the potential of the Galio ult then. And we can see
I
that Moeta. Oh, sorry. You
I
can
don't.
go.
Thank you. I don't think they respect it either because they haven't seen it a whole lot yet. But Fabricio are gonna try and go a little bit further, but does grab the damage onto tank, so they're gonna grab this first tower blood. Ooh, the hook land missing.
Close.
They're gonna probably save this. Oh yeah, they're gonna save it. Nice job by Fish and Lord here to try and save that tower. I will mention that Lord hasn't been involved in any kills. He hasn't gone any place where he can get kills. He's just kind of been farming it up, kind of distracting the rest of the team. Ooh, another hook landing on a Crimson Lotus, but Lord gonna try
He's
and go
looking for
in.
a kill
He's
now.
gonna go in on it. He's gonna grab the kill. The ult pop, so he's not gonna die to Moeta's Super Mega Death Rocket there either, but not.
Tal's moving down too.
Yeah, he is. He is. He's gonna move down, but Lord, so close to death already. Talon, you went over the wall in a
Where are
weird
you jumping?
angle. Oh my God, he's gonna try and go in again, but what gonna get taken out by the Talon for sure there. Fabricio, the next target. Fabricio not gonna quite make it out without getting some damage onto Timster. Timster gonna get killed, but does go over to Jax, and as we all know, once Jax gets a couple kills and gets rolling, he's almost impossible to stop, and that's exactly what's happening right here. He's still bot lane, he's still ready to go, but man, that was an interesting trade of kills bot lane.
So we saw there that Lord Nerdish finally went for aggressive play, but you know, for the majority of the game, he's been farming up, right? He has a CS lead over Atheros, but unfortunately, that doesn't really matter when the Jax has 3 kills now. So effectively, the CS lead does not equate to a gold lead. So we can see now, like you mentioned, that could be first tower here from. Okay, that's first tower, but you know,
Wow.
Jax is really strong. That's something they need to watch out for as he comes back to lane.
Yep, he does get ulted by the Nautilus, but he's still in range to hit up Tank here. He does grab the stun on 2. CSG Tank going to be the first target down. Fish going to be the next target here. Atheros just going to try and dive it, but he does take a lot of damage. He's not tanky enough to deal with it. Flashing in is Chase. Does get the kill, but the return turret kill does happen in the bot lane. So, excuse me, there have been... Everyone in this game has been bot lane except for Clever Username.
Yeah, that's just the top laner mentality, right? But
Yeah.
you know, we saw that Fabricio TP down for playing the bot lane, and that really worked out for Arky MIA, and they're definitely striking back in the second game. You have to wonder, was the talent pick the right pick? Because it doesn't seem to be working out so far. He hasn't been able to find consistent roams, consistent kills, and his pressure is really just, I guess, lackluster compared to Galio so far, because Galio has been making more map plays with the hero's entrance.
Galio also has Hero's Entrance and Teleport, whereas Timster only has that parkour ability, and it's not going to be as effective as one global and one semi-global.
Notice?
Crimson Lotus going to get taken out by Tank there.
Ooh.
Nice shot. The Dancing, Flourishing, Blade, whatever, Shooty Boy 4-man does grab a kill onto to Crimson Lotus there. But, yeah, that was... Trying to grab that turret, doesn't quite get it, and Fish landing so many good hooks, but so many of them not able to do anything with. He's going to look for another one right here. You can see it. He wants it. He's not going to be able to do
Chase
much
just
with
took
it.
a lot of damage.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I really want to see Clever Username enter a fight on the... He has his Rod of Ages now.
Oh, Moda getting hooked, getting stunned up and
Flash into
rooted.
it.
He flashed into it, Moda getting knocked up by that, the ult, and it does go over to Tank after the third shot, but the fourth shot missing everything. Tank of Lord going down. Atheros going to be targeting them next. Ult coming in from Swain. He's ready to go. He's healing a lot. Dealing so much damage, but Talon trying to go in, does get CC'd by Chase. Chase getting low already. Damage reduction coming out, does save him for a while.
Crit.
Fish does getting taken out by the Alawi. Alawi being another team fight presence here. Does get taken out after the flash though. Tank doing so much damage. 4-1 and 2 now on this Jhin. Oh,
I just want to point out that Clever Username did not go down. He was in the middle of 3 of R key MIA, and he still does not go down. That's the power of the swing in the early mid game.
Ooh.
You can't kill him once he has his ult up. He just heals too much. There's too much damage. He gets the root.
Oh, Crimson Lotus not respecting the damage coming out of Clever username there. Now you see, just imagine how easily this game would be going in the favor of Control 6 if Clever's username had at any point teleported down to the bot lane for those
Yep.
skirmishes. This is a lesson for you top lane mains out there. When there's skirmishes going on in the bot lane and you have a TP and your enemy laner is TP'd and you can't get the tower, you like guaranteed, just TP down there. Even if you don't get anything, you're still there, so your team can't even flame you for it. Like, it's just a good idea overall.
Yep, that's just top lane 101. If you have TP, if they have TP, you know, you always want to look to match the TP. You always want to look bot lane, you know, tilt the enemy EDC because they hate it when
Oh yeah.
pops down.
Oh, Hook going on to Chase. Chase getting so much damage onto him, but the damage reduction hopping in is Timster, but he hops into a taunt. Not quite the best idea, but he's still safe. He does have an easy way to get out by right-clicking away, so it's not that big of a deal. But Lord
Lord
next
Nurse,
target, but he's very, very tanky. Not quite going to get out. He does not pop the ult. I don't know why he didn't pop that. Ooh, Fish landing the hook on the Chase, but Chase not going to go. Oh, Timster going to try and go in, getting a lot of AoE damage. Ooh, the nice knock-up. The third shot coming in, the fourth shot getting canceled by Athreos. Athreos going to go in, but not quite getting the kills on anyone. 5-0 is this Jax, but he might go down here. Oh, nice ult coming out from the other. Oh my god. 3 kills going over to Clever username after the next Q comes in. There it is. It could be the fourth one. It could be a quadra kill for Clever username on the Swain. They are going to try. Oh, the hook landing. It's not going to quite go over just yet. Clever username not quite getting the kill. Oh, Moeta trying to get it in return. Moeta getting hooked by Fish, though. Fish going to do so much damage to him. Oh, Fish is going to go down. Oh, Moeta going to go off. Is this the pop-off? Is it? Is it? No, it's not. Tank going to try and get the Deadly Flourish from far away. Turret going down because of the Rift Herald. Holy cow, that was messy. Oh, Timster going in. Moeta returns, though.
That was a very long fight. Oh,
Oh,
he gets
the
rooted.
Deadly Flourish. Oh, no. Oh, my
Kills was that
god.
right there.
That was all the kills. I think everyone but Tank and Clever username died there.
Right.
So I also want to point out there is not a single Summon Dispel in the game available right now. Smite is just about to come up for Lord Nerd Blow and Athreos. But I guess it doesn't really count because it's Smite. But like every other Summoner spell in the game is currently down. So it's pretty easy to track for the next minute or so. Everything is down. No one has Summoner spells. Just fight with your regular abilities.
Yeah, these teams have been going insane. They've been taken over by their bloodthirstiness. They want those kills, and they've really been showing it. Especially the Swain has been taking over these team fights. You know, triple kill. I think almost a quadra kill over there. Very close to it. You know, just the commanding damage that he has currently. You know, around 20 minutes into the game. I'm just kind of wondering when is someone from Control 6 going to get, from Archie MIA going to get any Grievous Wounds items? We do see one on Moeta, but we need more than just that. Especially...
Ooh, hook missing. Crimson Lord is going to get real low here already. The ult coming out onto Moeta. The pause.
Pause!
Mid-ult coming out. Oh, that was really poorly timed.
Seems that there are some mouse issues going on.
Moeta? Who had the mouse issues?
Lotus.
Lotus?
DC from, the mouse DC from their computer.
I see. But we will be coming back to the game in 3 seconds where we see Moeta getting ulted and hit up by Fish. Moeta going to get taken out. Wrong time to pause there. Crimson Lotus gets almost taken out. Really low. He does shield himself, but Chase going to get the next target. Oh, the Jin ult misses. Crimson Lotus does get the second hit.
Snipe.
Third shot misses. Fourth shot hits, but Chase's damage reduction does save his life here. He might have died if he hadn't had that, but the minion wave is at their mid lane tower, so they're not able to get anything from that. The minions are far back, so they're not able to push that out and get the tower, and so that was an interesting time for a pause. What do you think, Weishao?
Yeah, I think that just in general, the general outlook of the game, we were doubting the talent pick at the beginning or to the mid game. But now that Swain has started grouping, now that they've started getting on these 5-on-5 fights, it's actually working out really well for them, because what the Talon does is he offers a lot of zone control because he threatens the backline. He threatens specifically Karma and Jinx, because while he is a little bit behind the Galio, he still does have the Duskblade Drag there. He still does have the Serrated Dirk. So it's not like he's lacking damage. He can still threaten to one-shot them. And with that, he's really giving
double taunt.
room to...
Double taunt on the Chase, or Chase double taunting Tank getting it real low. 1 HP does get taken out. Fish gonna get real low, and the Lord Nerd is gonna get low too, but Fish gonna go down. Oh,
Three
three
down.
kills going over. They're gonna grab up this mid tower afterwards. Chase is gonna tank it for the rest of his team, and that's gonna be it. Clever Username can't do a lot to save it here. It is eventually gonna go down after a
Yeah.
few seconds of Chase tanking it.
That's the caster curse right there. I was just about to
Yeah,
really
exactly.
dealing the damage, and then he gets picked off.
Three members of Control 6 get picked off, and they're going to rotate for this Baron. Again, another hasty Baron call, but they're still
They
two
do have
members
a
down.
Mountain Drake.
They do have a Mountain Drake and a Cloud Drake, so they are able to do some more damage to it. But this is pretty antsy by them. Considering Timster and
Control
Clever
6 knows
Username.
now.
Control 6 knows Clever Username and Control 6. Clever Username and Timster are there. Timster's going to go over the wall.
Timster.
Does try and get it, but Clever Username going to do so much damage. Does pop the ult, doesn't quite do the return damage
They're getting
enough.
so low.
They're all low. They don't quite get taken down, but two of them are dead. Fish is there, being tanky, gonna do things, but now Lord Nerd is here, gonna kill Fabricio afterwards. Only two members now with that Baron. After a second, there we go. Fabricio living a little longer than I thought it would, but man, that was an interesting Baron call. Maybe they felt desperate like last game, where they felt they absolutely had to try and win this game,
Right.
but really there was no reason to rush it. Now, considering Tank and Fish are going to try and grab this or this top lane inner tower, but Chase is going to be there in just a second to take care of it.
Yeah, again, I don't think they were this time. I don't think they were expecting the respawn. Saw that. Okay, we forced some people back to base. There was someone who's respawning. Let's try to force this Baron, but they didn't. They underestimated the amount of time it would take them to do the Baron. And by the time they finished it, they lost 3 members, and it might not be worth it at that point. But look at Fish.
Fish getting stunned up by Athreus, picking giving over to Moeta. Moeta on a killing spree 7-5 is this Jinx. He may have gotten taken out a few times, but he still has a lot of gold on his face. He does have almost 2 full items here. He probably has enough gold to go back and finish something out. He does have about 800 gold, so he's likely going to be able to finish out a lot of whatever item he's going to try building. But he doesn't quite have the next item. But Lord here, I will say, isn't very tanky right now on this Mundo. He's like in the middle of a few items right now, and he's not able to resist a lot of things. He doesn't have any armor at all. Any. He's got 0 armor. He's got the movement speed boots, the Swifties, and that's it. And he's got some health and MR. And I can say that the magic damage threats on the side of Archie MIA are not the threats you want to be resisting right now. I understand that on Mundo you almost always want to go Spirit Visage, but in this case you may not necessarily want to go first. Considering Fabricio and Moeta both suffer from the healing reduction and the armor of the Thornmail. Oh, Clever Username going to pop his ult though. Gonna look for more damage going on to Moeta. Moeta getting so low. But Crimson Lotus gets taken out. Moeta getting so low already, but takes out Clever Username. Athreus going to be really low. Not going to get taken out by Lord's Cleaver. Shay's going to try and taunt. They are stuck on the wrong side of it, but Tank's here. Take out Moeta with Fish. Fish going to get the kill. Fish stealing the kill from his AD carry, but Tank was stunned up for a second there. Not going to be able to save his support. That was a 3-for-2 trade in favor of Archie MIA. But it was still really messy. Timster is also still available. He still has his ult ready to go, and he might want to try and kill Chase, stop from getting this tower, but he does decide to go bot lane and grab that CS.
Yeah, these are really unorganized team fights. People are all over the place. We saw Clever Username flashing in for Crimson Lotus, but I would not say that was worth it. If you trade top laner for support, and you're giving the kill over to Moeta, who's on Jinx, you're pushing her closer and closer to when she's going to take over this game. You can see that Jinx is already at 2 items now. When she hits 3 items, that's when things get really rough for the side of Control 6. And we can also see that they're making use of their Baron buff now, getting more and more gold from these outer towers. Archie MIA are really bringing themselves back into this game. They're giving Jinx everything she needs. All she needs now is a Knight's Vow. I want to see if someone gets that for her this game.
Yeah, I suspect that I expect that it'll be Galio that gets it, if anyone. I don't expect Alawi to get it. I don't expect Jax to get it, but it's very possible they might. Jax, I will mention, is only sitting on 1 item completed on top of his jungle item and his boots, so he's likely going to be getting more damage after this, but he is doing a lot of damage along with the rest of his team. I will mention, though, that a lot of the kills have gone on to Crimson Lotus. He is sort of the weak point of this team. Moeta has fed over a lot of kills as well. Honestly, a lot of people have fed a lot of kills in this game. There's
Yep.
44
It's a bloody
kills.
game.
There's a 44 kills in 24-minute game. It's kind of bloody. Everyone making loads of mistakes here and there. Uh, but yeah, we see the pressure coming out from RKMIA. They don't have Baron anymore, so they aren't really able to handle anything past the inner workings of the turret. But I will mention that the only real wave clear on the side of Control 6 is the Jhin. He is able to do damage to minions past the first one. The rest of them, not so much. It's harder for them to do it. Swain can, but he has to position in an odd way to get it. So it's harder for him to do it. Mundo can as well, but again, it's hard. The rest of them, not really. Well, Timster does, but again, he has to be really close to do it. And he doesn't
He's a
really want
melee
to do
champion,
that.
yep.
Yeah. So he doesn't really want that. They're going to posture around this Cloud Drake. They're going to try and fight over it. I know for sure that Control 6 doesn't want to give this over free just because that would be 2 Cloud Drakes going over to the side of RKMIA. So they're probably not going to try and um, give that up for free. Moeta is around, though. So it's going to be hard. Oh, the hook
look at
going
the
in on
hook.
Crimson Lotus. Moeta tanking the Deadly Flourish, though, so it doesn't get stunned up. So solid play by them to realize what was going on. But now those are down. The ult coming in, the curtain call coming in, a lot of damage going out,
Reversing.
but Lord going down. I told you, no armor. A lot of kills going over, it does go down, but Clever Username is in the back fighting Athreos with Timster. Timster hasn't used his ult, used his flash, used anything yet. Athreos going to get almost taken out by Clever Username, but Clever Username does get it. Moeta getting so much damage onto him, does have to flash over the wall to survive. Timster hopping over the wall, hopping over this wall as well. Just hop away. Disorganized team fight by Control 6 there, giving over the dragon and some kills to RKMIA.
Yeah, Control 6 was completely caught out of place there, especially Timster and Clever Username. That was essentially a 3v5 in favor of RKMIA because the Swain and the Talon were on the other side, but the return
Oh
damage
boy.
now.
Tank doing so much damage here, not quite getting the kill. Fish going down, does give over a kill for this inhib. And now finally Lord has some armor, but not a whole lot at this point in the game, considering the amount of damage. But Lord gonna try and make sure he gets in, but doesn't quite do it. Timster does grab up that ward there with the passive from Duskblade of Drakthar, but lethality coming in for him as well. They don't know they're back, all three backing in that bush. I feel like they would have gone in if they knew, but this is a rough game for Control 6. They need to stop.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point they're just outplaying themselves. What do you think, Weichao?
Now, I think a part of that is because, like you mentioned earlier, the Mundo's not building the right items. Like, I'm questioning the Swifty boosts. I'm not sure if those are needed, especially the rush of the Spirit Visage. As we saw in that last fight near Baron Pit, he just got absolutely destroyed and melted down by Moeta because he does not have any armor. Yes, he has a Warden's Mail now, but it might just be too late as Moeta's almost finished his 3rd Zeal item. He's definitely ramping up to be this late game carry, and we can just tell by how much damage or lack thereof that CSG tank is doing to SSG Chase is that, you know, it's going to get to the point where Clever Username and SSG tank aren't just going to be able to put out enough damage to match that of Moeta's.
Yeah, I agree. Moeta is just pumping out the damage left and right here. He's going to have the highest damage to champions in this game, absolutely for sure. Now, with 2 Cloud Drakes and a Mountain Drake, they're going to try and hit up this Baron, but the entirety of Control 6 is there. This is a Baron dance for the ages. I will mention that oh no, Lord Dirt is going to be taken low here, but he does have the ult. He will be fine. He is Mundo, so as long as Mundo doesn't die, he's really never going to die. He's got that passive that gives him health regen. He is able
People
to.
don't die until they die.
Yeah, thank you, Weichao, to make my statement sound really dumb. But Control 6 is going to rotate toward top lane to grab this up because, RKMIA is going to rotate top to grab this tower because Control 6 is out of position. Oh, Moeta almost getting hooked though. Is pretty sketchy. Moeta is able to get a lot of damage out with his Jinx, but he has to be really careful. If he does die, that's kind of like the turning point for the team. He is almost 100% of his team's damage here.
Now, something I point out is that Control 6 does have a huge wave amassing in the bottom, push in and crash that tower. So if they want to force out, this Baron, they gotta go soon.
Oh, Crimson
We might
Lotus on the
see-
wrong side of things. But while they're taking him out, our RKMIA is going to try and grab this Baron up. Curtain call coming out to spot what's going on, but 4 shots going to go onto the face of Chase here. Doesn't quite get the 4th one, but blue team is slaying the dragon.
Secured.
Moeta doing so much damage to Fish, and Lord not tanky enough to be able to handle him. Lord nerdishly gonna get taken out. Moeta doing so much damage to everyone. Timster, the next target,
He's
gets taken
down.
out by Moeta. And that might be game. They're gonna just push mid with the super minions and the Baron. They don't care about that bot wave. They don't care about anything else. They're just gonna try and end the game off of that play. They have 3 caster minions here. They have 3 of us, but in minion form.
Oh,
Oh,
CSG tank.
A3O's gonna take out tank there. That was a 4 for 0 trade. Even Crimson Lotus didn't die there. He hasn't died in a fat minute. One Nexus Tower down. Another Nexus Tower down. Killed by Moeta. That is gonna be Game 2 going over to the side of Arky MIA, which takes us to a Game 3 this best of 3 series.
Seems like we have a series on our hands.
We
We
sure
have the
do.
Silver Scrapes.
We only do silver scrapes for best of 5s. Smile.
Ah,
So, that being said, we have a third game between Arky MIA and Control 6. That being said, that's going to be us sending it over to a break for a few minutes while they get set up in the pro draft and the lobby and everything. Now, before we send it over, Weizhao, what do you think Control 6 needs to do to pull out the win in the third game?
I think Control 6 needs to go back to what they did in the first game. I didn't think the Talon pick worked out for them because Talon was never able to find significant kills or at least solo kills onto the Galio. He wasn't able to out-tempo the Galio into the side lanes. He never was able to truly match the Galio because Galio is always ulting bot lane. But when Talon went for the roams, they never were that successful. He just eventually found himself out CS. And like you said, at the beginning of this game, during Champ Select, it got to the point where Galio was just too tanky and Talon wasn't able to do too much. I would also like to see Clever username, if he's again put on the Swain, go group earlier because Swain has so much early power that just wasn't used until it was too late. They gave too many kills to Moeta on Jinx, and by that time it was too late.
I agree. So, now, time for the slight pause and delay between Game 2 and Game 3. Now, as long as you guys stay on stream, you can touch the browser. As long as you guys have us in the sound in the background so you can hear my wonderful voice when we get back in,
Oh,
that's
dear.
okay. But go scroll Twitter for a while, go scroll Facebook for a while, message, you know what? Go say hi to your mom or something real quick. Just do it for me, all right? Now,
Message your loved ones.
yes, exactly. Tell them you love them. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
I ran away, slipped out the hole. I was a brave, curious soul. I chose a path, swallowed a pill, gave up control, and the world stood still. I don't wanna be found. I feel free when I'm lost. I don't wanna leave now, 'cause I'm in love, wanderlust. I'm afraid I can't explain myself. I'm not the girl I used to be. Is everyone in here insane? When will I wake from this dream? It's just a dream, it's just a dream, it's just a dream. He knows he can, she knows he won't. Follow the sign she left behind. All that's ahead, lost in a lie, dying to live, living to die. I'm afraid I can't explain myself. I'm not the girl I used to be. so out of line every time that you call my name. I want to make your move, but I'm scared to say it. It's taken a while to get this far. I'm caught in the way. It's taken a lot to get this close. We're one and the same. Chasing colors after dark in your heart. I believe in you the way you pull me in. Can't pretend we're a work of art. After dark in your heart. I believe in you the way you pull me in. Can't pretend.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Here we go. Game 3 of the NA Learning 5 Silver Tournament Finals. It's still Paying the Gods, still joined by here by Wei Zhao. It's the same players, it's the same bands, it's the same everything, except one little change in this first round of bands. You want to guess what it is? Right here, you're gonna see it. Wei Zhao. This is
Let me have it.
the... What is it, Wei Zhao?
Oh, it's a karma.
It's a karma. Hello. That's the one change of bands we saw in this first round. The Shaco Kaisa Khan still banned out, Sejuani or Urgot, and Karma now banned out. We'll see the Urgot ban coming out here very quickly. Yep, there we go. So, this is it. Oof. This is it for both of these teams. This game right here decides if they get to have that golden name for a session or not. Now you know it's looking real good to see if wow, my brain just stopped working. It's so good to see you as a golden name when no one else in the server has it. No one
It's
else
all
in
about
the
that
server,
prestige.
exactly. No one else in the server is allowed to have that golden name except for our champions every session. Now we do take away your golden name after the next session starts. So at the start of the tournament, we took off everyone else's golden names. That being said, we already have the EU finalists with their golden names. Now, these NA Silver players are trying to make their mark, and we have, in the top lane, we have Alawi versus Nar. Clever username back on that Alawi. He had a dominant performance on that in the first game, but we'll have to see how Nar can handle that as we go along. In the jungle, Zac versus Jax, heavily in favor of Jax, especially because Athreos was super solid on that last game, and I'm not sure that Lord Nerdishly is going to have the same effect. Orianna against Sion in favor, typically, of neither of them, because that's the most boring lane that anyone's ever seen. Orianna's never going to kill Sion, Sion's never going to kill Orianna. It's literally just two team fighters in the mid lane farming it up and calling it good in the late game. Now, that being said, we have Galio banned out, which is really solid in that last game. Morgana banned out, as well as the Twitch as well, with the Blitzcrank being the last ban, and Moeta is going to pick his 80 carry, which was actually the third pick for his team, but we did that out of order a little bit here, because we do it in Pro Draft beforehand, and we know, what is this pick we show?
Oh yeah, I wasn't watching the pro draft. You tell me.
Oh, it was Jinx, by the way.
Oh, it's Jinx again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So again, we have like a really Jinx focused comp. You know, especially with the SSG chase on the Scion. Again, going some kind of a melee support. Well, not a support, but like a support mid laner. He's not really playing the carry, but he is matched by Kog'Maw Lulu. This is protect the ADC on both sides.
Yeah, it is. Especially considering Crimson Lotus is about to pick up the Zyra here. That is going to be the last pick in this draft. We have Alawi, Zac, Orianna, Kog'Maw, Lulu versus Nar, Jax, Sion, Jinx, Zyra. Okay. Let me break down blue side for you, Wei Xiao. Just in case you know.
Give me the color casting.
Just this is my color casting showing here. Now I hate to do this to you. I hate to steal the show from you. But on the blue side, they have in the top side of the map between Orianna, Zac, Alawi, just put your hand like over Kog'Maw, Lulu. That's one of the most wombo-y team fight comps I've ever seen from the top side of the map. Look at that. Orianna Shockwave into Zac Let's Bounce into Alawi ult after he gets him on their team. Like, it's so good. Now cover the top side of the map. Kog'Maw Lulu, so good at kiting, peeling, getting a lot of damage from afar. Now if you put those together, you kind of get the best of both worlds, except except for one thing. They
What's
don't
that?
they don't work well together.
Oh,
Zach and Oriana are gonna, well, mostly the Zach and the Alawi. They're gonna try and push people or pull people towards them, and Kog'Maw and Lulu don't want that. They want people at an arm's reach so they can't get to them. Oriana is the one person that fits into both, so it's good that they have that. But they have this interesting mix of both types of team fighting. Now, for the red side, they just have this scrappy. I'm gonna do damage and also be tanky comp. I mean, except for the Zyra and the Jinx. Nar, Jax, and Sion are all gonna be pretty beefy boys. So they're all gonna have a good bit of health, and they're gonna do a good bit of damage. And so the Oriana and Zach Alawi, they have to be on point this game. They have to be working together, do their abilities in the proper order, not get too hyphy, not get too crazy, and just understand that they need to do things in a certain order to make these team fights happen.
I mean, yeah, you pretty much nailed it. Yeah. Why am I the color? Why are you the who's one who's doing the play-by-play? But just to add some more, speaking to how Alawi does not fit with the rest of the team comp, yes, Zach has a really nice engage for Oriana as well, being this ball delivery system. Alawi has this problem in team fights where unless she's really extremely far ahead, like she was in the first game, right? She has trouble actually making an impact as compared to something like the Gnar. Once he gets his Mega Gnar, it's going to be really easy for him to have zone control and peel back for the Jinx. He has his Gnar Mega, he has his ultimate, he has his W as well. So lots of ways to stun up the enemy team. But I just want to see. It's all for me. As an ADC main myself, it's all about the ADCs. It's all about CSG tank versus Moeta. Because when it gets to the late game, I always say, well, Kog'Maw has a slight advantage over the Jinx in terms of DPS when he has his W up. Jinx has this huge pop-up potential, especially if you consider the fact that Kog'Maw, Oriana, Lulu, all of these are really squishy champions. It's not like you have a tank in the top lane. You have Alawi. She's a bruiser. If she does not get this early lead, if she gets constantly poked out by Nara in the side lane, that could also mean if she joins the team fight, it's just free kills for Moeta. It's just free kills for Moeta to keep on snowballing, to keep on getting excited, keep on popping off. And I just want to see how both teams are going to deal with the engage. Because on one side we have Zach Oriana, on the other side we have this amazing Scion force into maybe Zyra and Nar follow up as well.
I agree. This is going to be another one of those bloody, intense games. A lot of fights going to happen. I'm going to be yelling a lot. I'm going to be saying a lot of words. But until then, I need to give my voice just a minute of a break while we load it into game. So don't go anywhere. Don't you dare. Absolutely do not touch that browser. Don't even...
Follow me on Twitter.
Don't follow him on Twitter until after the game because we're going to be getting into the game in just a few seconds. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, loading into the Rift. Game 3 of this best of 3 between Control 6 and R-Key MIA. Same people, same place, same Rift, but here we go again.
Let us see who wins this game and who gets to walk home, or not walk home, but who gets to come away with the coveted yellow flares. Who?
It's gold, not yellow, okay?
Oh, it's gold, not yellow.
There you
Yellow
go.
is not, yellow is not pure color. It's gold.
It's gold. Now, we see here the most wonderful thing in this game is that Hex Tech Kog'Maw, getting them 10 gemstones, putting them in a Kog'Maw skin, because why not? Now,
Pay to win.
pay to win, clearly, but that's only if they win. Uh, Moeta can have a pretty dominant showing here like he did in that last game, but we'll have to see how that works out. Chase did go Glacial Augment on this side, and that's pretty interesting to me. Some
Yeah,
people...
I don't necessarily agree with that because usually you want to be taking Glacial Augment on the Scion, specifically in top matchups when he has the potential to trade the other top laners. So that usually means something like a melee with melee matchup. So in the top lane, that would mean something like if he's against a Scion, a Cho'Gath, or Scion can't be against Scion. What am I thinking? If he's against Cho'Gath, if he's against or if he's against another melee tank, then you want to be taking the Glacial Augment. But against someone like Orianna, you're not usually going to be getting in range of her to actually auto-attack her. And now, speaking of the Orianna, she also has an interesting keystone, because normally Orianna wants to be taking Summon Airy, right? For that extra amount of kiting, not kiting, but an extra amount of poke damage. But instead she went for the Electrocute, really favoring the burst this game.
Yeah, clearly. Maybe Timster understands that she's not going to be able to, she's not going to be shielding people a lot. She's just going to try and go for burst damage, but we see here a lot of respect given over to the Zyra, oh boy, Jinx lane. Understanding that if that root comes out and the traps come out, you just kind of die. Ooh, a lot of damage going over to Timster. Timster, you kind of... So there's a little indicator when Sion is using his Decimating Smash. That's like the big AoE right in front of him.
Yeah.
You want to walk out of that.
Yeah, you don't want to be standing in something like that.
Yeah, no, you wanna leave so that you don't take a bunch of damage and get knocked up.
Now, something to mention about the bot lane matchup specifically is that Lulu does fairly well into Zyra, and the reason for that is because when Lulu has her passive, the Pixie, Hello Pix or whatever that's called, when she auto attacks, that does an extra amount of damage to every single one of Zyra's plants. So instead of taking 3 autos to kill one of Zyra's plants, it only takes 2, and that actually affects a lot of Zyra's DPS because, well, it might seem Zyra's doing a lot of damage because of her initial abilities. It's usually because of the plant follow-up that continues auto-attacking you annoyingly as you try to walk away.
Yep. But Aetherios is going to be in this bot lane, doesn't know that it's warded down here, though. So if he moves into the second bush, he's going to find an unwelcome welcoming party, I guess. So I think they just pinged out that the second bush was warded, but Timster does so much damage to Chase. Bone plating going to pop in that mid lane. So not a whole lot exciting happening in this game.
This is really dangerous, though, for CSG. They're pushing up the lane.
Oh my god, damage on
Aetherios.
Fish. Oh, Chase
look at
having to
mid
burn flash. Chase having to burn flash to get out of there. Lord trying to go in and get the kill, but doesn't quite get it. Yeah, Chase had to burn that. He wasn't able to get anything out of it other than a couple CS. So he's a little bit behind here. Ooh, Fish getting hit up, gets ignited, but the return damage from CSG Tank almost kills Crimson Lotus. Moeta getting some damage on him too, but not quite gonna do anything. A big whip going into Chase here.
Yeah, we could see Aetherios actually going for another gank, this time in the mid lane, because Sion does have a good amount of follow-up, albeit he's a little bit out of mana right now. But if he saves up enough for just one slow from his E or just one knockup from his Q, then that could mean a dead Timster because he does not have cleanse. If SSG Chase sets up good CC and Aetherios follows up with a counter strike of his, then we might just see a first blood coming from the mid lane. Though SSG Chase is not saving his mana, Aetherios might just like to go back here.
So we haven't yet touched on the top lane where Clever Username got the dominating pick that he had in the first game. You can see that he's already about 10 CS ahead. Moeta is doing a good bit of damage in the spot lane. But yeah, Clever Username is already 10 CS ahead. This is kind of interesting in this matchup where you would think when, excuse me, Fabricio He's in mini armor form. He's able to farm with range. Then you would think he'd be able to get
Athreus.
CS safely. But Athreus is top lane. Trying to get the kill, but he backs up to give to Faricia, but has to back up a little bit. He backed up a little bit too far, but Athreus taking a lot of damage. Meganar coming in. Flash coming out from Clever Username leaves Faricio to get the kill. Did Athreos, and that meant that there was no kill to be had because the damage was just not there.
Yeah, that was a really nice gank by Athreus to force out Clever Usernames. Not for that flash, he would have died there. But what I want to see now is a return gank back top lane. Because to talk about the matchup a little bit, just because Gnar is usually Mega Gnar into the... Not Mega Gnar, but Gnar usually has the range advantage on the Alawi. It might be thought that he has an advantage, but the thing is, Gnar gets more punished than Alawi, but we see...
Okay, going mid lane. Decimating Smash hitting 2 people, the root coming in onto the Zac. He is going to get popped, his passive going down. He is going to go down here with the amount of damage that the plants do. Bloblets getting killed, getting smacked up, decimating Smash, 400 gold, going to the pocket of SSG Chase.
As we just saw from that small trade in the top lane, it's really... Alawi's damage is really punishing for the Gnar, because if Gnar gets hit by even 1E, this, no matter how much damage he does, he's going to lose the following trade, because Alawi has additional sustain as well from her Q. I also want to point out that the Alawi took Frozen Augment as well this game. She definitely wants to continue locking down this Gnar, who's really chunked down now. He might just go down if Alawi decides to dive.
The Scion's ult was mid to try and get the kill on a Timster, but he had no mana to follow up, so that was kind of premature. Not sure why he did that. A lot of auto attacks going on to Chase. Just kind of proving that he can do it, I guess.
It's all about it's about showing dominance more so than but we see Fish here showing dominance.
Oh, Fish gonna auto attack more and try and get more damage, but not a lot gonna happen because Chase is a big boy.
They have Ignite, but that probably would not be enough to finish off.
Oh, Chase again getting ganked. Gonna be so much damage onto him with the aftershock and the auto attacks coming out, but Timster has literally 0 mana to help out, and that is just gonna be a Scion walking out. I will point out that he already has that null magic mantle, which is probably what saved his life there. He reduced enough damage to be able to handle himself. Oh, Fish getting hit up by Moeta and Crimson Blood, but Crimson Blood is getting a lot of return damage onto him. They are on that tower doing some damage to it. That's going to be pretty impactful considering the first tower has not yet been taken, understandably, considering it's only 7.5 minutes in the game. But, man, it's going to be tough for both teams to try and get an advantage out this game. That one kill going over the mid lane is the only one that I see so far.
Well, speaking of advantages, bot lane is starting to develop a CS advantage because Crimson Lotus has been able to consistently help Jinx push into this Kog'Maw Lulu lane. We can already see around a 20 CS lead 8 minutes into the game, and that might just keep growing. Unless if we see Lord Nerdishly and Timster going down, they might just try a 4-man bot here.
Yeah, they might. They're roaming down. They don't see it. Moeta stepped forward a little bit too far. He's dead, but so is Crimson Lotus. Crimson Lotus going to be the first to get taken out here. Tank gets the kill, and they should give it to... Oh, no. He does get pushed out by the Shockwave, but he does... Not the Shockwave, sorry. The Let's Bounce, and does get taken out by Lord Nerdishly. 2 for 0 in the bot lane. Moeta and Crimson Lotus getting a little bit too far without vision at all.
Yeah, they just did not respect the fact that Timster was MIA from mid, and they did not keep track of where Zac was on the map.
Oh, nice Shockwave going on to Aetherios as well. Having to flash, but it does get the kill. The W coming out from Lord Nerdishly to get the kill. Scion flash ulting. Wait, you didn't have to cancel it, buddy. You could have gotten out safely. Oh, but you're going to get the damage. Doesn't go, I can't, the Kog'Maw doesn't get anyone. Doesn't do the damage, but Fish walking too far does get the ult on himself so he doesn't die, but Lord Nerdishly going to be the next target. Chase, he's like, focus 3 people there, buddy. You tried, but it didn't work out. I'm sorry.
It was a really ambitious fight. He decided to go for the 1 for 4, you know, as when he once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, but you know, sometimes there's a shot you don't want to take.
It's a quote by Wayne Gretzky, which is quoted by Michael Scott.
Oh, we can see more damage going into Fabricio again. Clever Username has been doing a lot of work with this Alawi pick, and while we see Moeta getting focused on bot lane, he still has the CS lead, but that's like gold advantage has been essentially neutralized by the CS lane top, which has grown even larger. Clever Username has extended that to over 40 CS now. And again, I want to see what Athreus wants to do. Does he want to focus bot like he did in the first game? Does he want to go match top now? Because he does have a carry in the top lane. Gnar is no slouch if he does get ahead of the Alawi, but it might be too late for that.
Yeah, I'd say at this point it's too little too late. You're already 50 CS behind in that top lane. You need to focus on bot lane. Uh, you need to.
Crimson Lotus.
Oh, Crimson Lotus getting taken out, except he flashes out of the way. Nice flash to survive, but it's so low for him. Oh, but he does die. Athreos is going to be there to support. Fish not going to get taken out. Moda steps a little bit forward to try and get the damage onto Fish to kill him, but doesn't quite get anything out of it. Yeah, Crimson Lotus, you did have a good flash to dodge that, but you could have flashed a little bit different direction. Oh, but Athreos going to re-engage. Chase is here. They should turn on to Fish. Don't worry about tank. Fish is the free kill. And now you turn on a tank with, oh, but you don't have your ult because you used it to try and get kills earlier. Oh boy. Oh, wow, that was a lot of damage. Okay. And gets it over to Moeta with the super mega death rocket. The passive, the Cathian surprise doesn't quite get kills there, but oh, nice return. Fabricio gonna pull Clever Username back in the tower, but Clever Username not gonna take as much damage because he does have that HP. Lord Nerdersly gonna go back into Moeta. Moeta not gonna die though. Jesus, what is going on this game? Oh, the smacking. The Aetherios gonna get taken low. He's going down to the tower. You're under the tower. Stop tanking. You're gonna die. Okay, you're fine. Wait, Moeta? Wait, Moeta?
Oh, Moeta took one on the way out too. But just to go back to top lane, you saw Fabricio going for a really nice Mega Gnar ult onto Clever Username. But Clever Username demonstrated a lot of discipline there. Did not retaliate, did not hit Fabricio, so he didn't actually take turret aggro. And in the end, the trade didn't really work out too well.
You've got hit the ult for nothing there. Oh, but Lord Nerdersly gonna go in on to Crimson Lotus. Crimson Lotus gonna drag back in a little bit, but oh my, Clever Username is like 50 CS up in this top lane still. This is such a huge lead for him, but he hasn't gotten a kill yet, which is honestly good for Fabricio considering the dominance that the Clever Username has on this champion. Right. So it's solid to me that he hasn't gotten killed yet. A lot of damage on those systematic smashes, by the way.
Yeah,
oh, unstoppable onslaught coming in, getting the damage, getting another knockup. Aetherios gonna come in and grab that up.
Nice
two kills onto the Jax already.
Well, something I wanted to point out was that Sion is leveling up his Q, but we see more fighting in the bot lane.
Yeah, Crimson Lotus gonna take him low, taking it out by a TSG tank, and the Fish gonna be taken out. No, Moeta's gone. Doesn't even get the kill on the Fish.
But they might just look to trade mid tower here, but they don't have any minions.
No, they don't have minions. Again, Chase is taking tower.
You know, Moeta and Crimson Lotus just aren't respecting the damage of the combo that Kog'Maw Lulu provides. Just because Kog'Maw skills really well in the late game, just because he's one of the best late game carries there are, does not mean he's exactly a slouch in the mid game. But look at that, Aetherios.
Oh, Aetherios getting taken out. Lord taking him out under a tower with the assist. Not quite going to get the kill on a Chase, though. Chase is going to try and get the tower, but now that Timster is back, it's not going to happen. Ooh, Super Mega Death Rocket almost landing onto Lord, but not going to get it. But yeah, like you said, Moeta and Crimson Lotus are absolutely not respecting the bot lane out of Tank and Fish. Timster going to try and get the kill onto Chase, but Chase dying under tower. Looked like he didn't for a second, but that was the spectator bug, I believe. Yeah, Moeta and Crimson Lotus, you need to respect the bot lane of Kog'Maw Lulu. They do a lot of damage, they have a lot of CC. They're able to resist what you're doing pretty easily. They have shields, they have heals. Ooh, ult coming out. Fabricio, pretty low here. Not going to quite get taken out there. I will mention that Fabricio is running Fleet Footwork, so he has that heal in the top lane. It's a little bit harder for him to die, so which is why he hasn't. But he still hasn't shortened or close that gold gap at all. He hasn't gotten.
They're going to spot tower though.
Yeah, the Crimson Lotus might die for this, but nope, they won't because the Q from the Zac did not hit. The stretching strike's not doing its job quite yet, but there's a Mountain Drake alive, and Control 6 want to grab that up for themselves.
Yeah, they really want to be taking advantage of Kog'Maw's power spike right now. Despite the fact that he's down 30 CS, he does have more kills than the Jinx. He does have his Rune's Rage Blade completed. Crimson Lotus.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia. Pick up the dragon as well, but like I was saying, Kog'Maw is extremely strong at the one item power spike. You know, there's not many ADCs that can contest the amount of power that Kog'Maw offers with Rage Blade only. And we can see that as he just chunks through Crimson Lotus time and time again. I don't think Crimson Lotus is properly respecting the amount of damage that Kog'Maw provides.
And Crimson Lotus is 0-4-1 in this bot lane. Not doing too well. Giving a couple kills over to the Kog'Maw on the Lulu. Not what you want to see, especially considering the best thing to do against the Kog'Maw is just to not give kills over and not let him get his items as soon as he can. But
Yep.
He's also not doing a very good job farming his CSG tank, so uh, it's a good excuse me, it's a good sign that he isn't getting a lot of farm, but it's not a good sign that he's getting a lot of kills.
Yeah. And while he might be down farm, he's actually ahead a few hundred gold purely because of all those kills he's been getting. And I think while the last gank in the bot lane when Moeta and Crimson Lotus were taking down the first tower there, well, that didn't exactly work out too well. He didn't actually land his knockup, but
Ooh. The fight
Clever
going
username.
in, clever username getting taken out by Moeta there. Lord thought he was going to go in. Oh boy.
little ambitious there by clever username.
Going a
not
little
have
bit
the
too
team.
far forward. 0-1-0 now on this Alawi, but he's still, what is that, 70
Fish?
CS up now. Fish, Burn, Flash. Chase going to try and go in on him, but not quite going to grab it up for himself. Lord going to try and cut him off, but he turned around.
Yeah, so I guess they're going for the Rift Trail now, and Jinx is kind of getting back into the game. That was a really nice kill for her. Two items is what she's looking for. She's looking for her Infinity Edge and plus her Rune Dance so she can match the Kog'Maw damage then. And a really smart pickup by Kog'Maw. Oh,
Oh, fight
Kog'Maw.
going in. Less bounce coming in as well. Rift Herald not quite dead yet. It does go over 100 gold. Tank on a killing spree though. Lord does go down. The Rift Herald does
Only 1 for 1.
die, and it is a 1-for-1, and Athreus did grab it. 1-for-1. Oh no, Chase goes down. It ends up being a 2-for-1. Oh, never mind, 2-for-2. XD.
Could be more if Athreus wants to look for something here. but
Athreus
that is
does.
a full health Alawi.
It's a full health Alawi, Lulu, and not Lulu, full health Alawi, Oriana, and Kog'Maw. That is a lot of support for the Kog'Maw, but you're not gonna be able to back there. You gotta back up further away.
And the impetus for that whole fight was clever username getting caught out near that tie bush, just try to contest again. Not respecting the lack of vision he has, going 1v2 into Moeta and Zyra, getting rooted up, getting snared up, and he just falls down. And that prompts Arky MIA to start the Rift Trail, but they underestimated the tankiness of the Rift Trail and just simply took them too long. And by the time they were able to finish it, a fight had already broken out, and that eventually turned into an even fight for the side of Control 6.
I agree. It's gonna be pretty rough for Arky MIA to do
Timster,
something
though.
without Timster having to flash out. I will say that the carries from Arky MIA and Moeta and Athreus are gonna have a hard time getting onto this Kog'Maw with this Lulu and Oriana. It's gonna be so hard.
Yeah, and again, I just want to point out the huge CS differential in top lane. It's over 70 CS now. That's going to keep on growing because we see Athreus on the bot side. He's completely ignoring Fabricio. Fabricio's, left in his, basically left in his own little lane with this huge bully through Alawi. Look at that. Those tentacles just really threatening damage onto Fabricio. That Mega Gnar is not going to do very much.
No, it's not. 80 CS up now. A little bit under. That's like 75. CS up is now clever username. So much gold for him, and now Aetherius is going to pop that Rift Herald in the bot lane and try and grab this tower for themselves. They have minion wave, they have people here, they have what they need, but what they're doing is they're trading mid and top for it. Top isn't likely going to go down, but there's a lot of pressure going over, and that's the important thing is pressure. No Xiao, it's pressure. Now they do
It's all
get
about the pressure.
they do get this bot lane
Oh,
tower.
they have the Herald. This
Oh,
might be
that's
another
half.
tower here.
Yeah, that's another tower. And Chase is going to go
Chase is
in.
tank.
Aetherius is going to go in onto tank there. Does get the kill with the help of Chase and Aetherius. They're going to grab this inhib as well because the Rift Herald is here. They could go for more too if they really want to. They're just going to grab this
Zach's
inhib.
going in.
Zach is going in. He does get the Let's Bounce onto no members. The blue inhibitor has been destroyed. Crimson Lotus is really low though. It has to run away. Doesn't quite get killed yet, but Lord gonna try and go in on him. Does get the knockup.
They got him.
Return kill does go on to Crimson Lotus, but Mega Death Rocket on Lord Nerd actually does grab a kill.
Yeah, I think no, it just seemed like they underestimated the Rift Troll. It seemed like just Control 6 underestimated the power of the Rift Troll right there. They didn't even trade any towers there. Clever username was not able to get that top tier 2 tower, and so they lost 2 towers plus an inhibitor in the bot lane for free. And this is because Baron's spawning in 15 seconds now, and with the inhibitor down, that's going to be consistent push against the team, against Kog'Maw, which means that someone has to deal with that wave. And if you're sending your strongest member Alawi down there to deal with that wave, then that might just be a free Baron, because Zyra does a lot of damage to Baron, Jinx does a lot of damage to Baron, and Gnar and Jax aren't slouches either, because Jax is going for that Trinity Force. And I think, despite, at this point, no matter who you send bot lane, it's going to be really negative. But we see clever username maybe getting caught out here.
Yeah, he is. Moeta is just going to be able to hit him up with Athreus. Athreus going to take a lot of damage though. Moeta, so low, oh my god, their turn kill. Basically 1v2, Lulu wasn't even needed for that. And while we were talking about that, Crimson Lotus gets taken out by that dragon area. I will mention though that Control 6 did grab that mid outer turret while the entire bot lane was being taken, but the super minions are in the base on the Nexus towers at this point. They need to return Athreus, and Chase just have to distract them and stop their backs at this point. The Unstoppable Onslaught going in. Blue team is slaying the dragon, but the turrets are going down soon. Fish gonna get taken, taken out. Fabricio does get the hit onto him, but my god, those Nexus turrets are getting hit up now by the super minions in the bot lane.
Yeah, if I would have to offer, if there's like one piece of advice people should take away from this game, if you're an ADC or just any squishy target, if you're a squishy champion, never, ever, ever walk in melee range of a fed champion like Alawi. You saw what she did to that Jinx. She's not a booster anymore. She's a carry. She's an assassin, and she's gonna one shot if you don't respect her damage.
Exactly. And she was able to do that. She was able to basically 1v2. Didn't really need Lulu there to help. Lulu actually died in that exchange, so it was actually kind of worse that she was there. But they are going to posture for this Baron now that they have 2 Mountain Drakes. They are able to do so much damage to it, especially with Orianna ramping up, with Kog'Maw doing true damage to it, and percent health damage as well.
Yeah, Lulu clearing bot lane though.
No, look at this. Yeah, Lulu is bot lane, not really able to handle the super minions. I think all that Arcane need to do right now is stall out. Don't let them back. Don't let them do much. Because Lulu, there's no way that she can contest these super minions. Absolutely not. So these.
No,
super
I don't
minions,
really agree with these lane assignments here. You don't send the support to deal with the super minion wave. You send
you don't.
You send your top laner, especially if they do have TP.
Mm-hmm.
It's really ambitious, but it seems like neither team is going to make anything happen. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of vision on both sides over the Baron pin. Neither side are really caring to sweep. Now, something I mentioned is that CSG tank. Oh, SSG Chase though.
Chase gonna use the Unstoppable Onslaught, but looks like Tank is going down to Athreus. Athreus gets to just one-shot him, basically. Crimson Lotus gonna take out cover username at this point, but it looks like it's not gonna quite go down. Gnar is gonna try and go in, but doesn't have it. Oh, Shockwave going down. Almost kills Athreus and Fabricio. Athreus has to run away with a sliver of HP. Chases bot lane, trying to match up with a fish. All they have to do is stall it out. They just have to push this wave. Don't let super minions focus on the fish. Crimson Lotus gets attacked though. Gets the blast plant over. Oh boy, Moeta does damage onto them. A clever username the next target, but it does oh my! Moeta gets disintegrated. That turret's so low. Chase just hit it. Clever username really low as well, but he has death dance. He doesn't have the death dance just yet, but he has a lot of damage. He has the team out. Oh, Chase has to leave now. Through that mid lane, just walks out past her.
Smoking through the towers.
Smug boy.
Those are really interesting lane assignments from both teams. You had on one side, you had Control 6 sending their to deal with the super minion wave. On the other side, you had SSG Chase pushing bot lane, split pushing as a full tank Scion mid, and
without personally attacking the tower, so it didn't go down.
Yeah, I think it's really really ambitious plays on both sides. We'll call it that.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll say.
I just want to see both ADCs, positioning it better. Again, Moeta just dies constantly over and over. Of course, it's not all on Moeta because of how just big of an absolute unit this Alawi is currently. But at the same time, you have to respect that damage, especially if you have your summoners up. And the same thing for Kog'Maw. I really am disappointed with CSG Tank so far because it seems consistently he's not able to get into these team fights, not able to put out that constant damage that Kog'Maw should be. But look at
Crimson Lotus, what are you doing so far up, buddy? Shockwave not going to land on anything, but it doesn't matter. Baron is now available. Double Mountain Drake, Crimson Lotus is dead. You stepped too far forward, but it's all on Athreus now to save this game and steal this Baron. He's going to try and blast going over. Oh, Polymorph at the right time does grit it. Oh, Athreus, he didn't even move, buddy. Chase getting low really now. Moeta has to just back up and let his teammate die.
Yeah, they're just gonna formally, kill SSG Chase, but look at Moeta.
Moeta getting taken out here almost by Lord on the Zac. Fabricio gonna get taken out though. Gnar going down. No one able to defend this mid lane. Mid lane gonna be the next focus here for the rest of the
They're looking
team.
for the inhibitor here.
They are. They're gonna try and go for it, but Lord gonna tank the tower. Does grab it up. Moeta able to do some damage, but he does get stretching striked. 4-man knockup is the Zyra, but it doesn't really matter. They're gonna grab this inhibitor tower. Likely gonna grab this inhibitor, and the bot wave is pushing in their favor. But it is only at the outer turret now, so it's gonna be a while. But they might try and end the game, but they decide better against it.
They're going for the safer choice. They're going for the more conservative one. They're going for the more reliable choice. They're just going to push out bot, and then they might just look to. But this is definitely the right choice to make here. They're taking
Oh, the
down
minions even
outer-
got that tower, so they can just grab that minion away bot and push it bot side. They're fine. They have enough HP.
Yeah, they're just taking the freestanding gold right now. They're just dotting their I's, crossing their T's, and the consistent plays.
They could have potentially pushed for the end because they're so far ahead in gold. They have the items, they have the winning waves, they have everything they need. But they decided to go for the safer play and force the enemy team to answer them. But I'm not sure they're able to do that. Lord getting taken real low, does not have pass. The turret is destroyed. Long
Look at Moeta,
distance.
he's down.
Moeta is down. He gets taken out by the Kog'Maw at long range. Moeta giving another kill over, not respecting the far damage that Kog'Maw brings to the table.
This might be game right now.
Yeah, with
They don't
Moeta.
have any more wave clear. This is one of the major faults with Arky MIA's comp. Their only source of consistent wave clear is the Jinx, and now that she's
And now that she's dead, they're just gonna go and kill all of them. Aethros is down, Crimson Lotus is down, Moeta is down, Timser is even down. Chase might not die here, but Fabricio gonna go in and get the Gnar off, but they don't have any damage to follow it up, so it's just for show. This is gonna be it. This is gonna get a second inhib, but they're gonna rotate mid after this. But Tank, not quite down. He goes down the shutdown gold for Chase. Tank gonna go down to Chase. Moeta is up now. He does not have ult. Moeta getting nice damage on a clever username. Doesn't quite get taken out. Fish almost kills Chase. Super minions on their base though.
What a game!
This is
now they're down to
ridiculous.
only one Nexus tower. Moeta
They
has
are.
to deal with 2 super minion waves now.
Now at this point, the only thing Moeta can do is sit in base. If he leaves base for even a moment, excuse me, it's possible that minions could take the base very. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping. Go ahead and talk for a second, Weichao.
Yeah, exactly. Like Penguin God was saying before, he's saying Moeta has to stay in base. He has to push out these waves because these are Baron waves, not Baron waves, excuse me, but super minion waves pushing in mid and bot. The moment he leaves, even to take red buff, is a moment that one of the players from the other team, like maybe clever username on the Lowy, is going to split push. They're going to threaten those towers. They're going to maybe look for that last Nexus tower. It's getting really precarious now for RKMIA. Make one more mistake and the game is over.
Especially with 3 Mountain Dragons now that Baron's going to be up in 3 or 4 minutes. And so if the game even stalls out that long, they have 3 Mountain Drakes to be able to contest that very easily. They have so much damage where they can melt it down. The only thing they can rely on is keeping that top wave pushed out. What they need to do is just stall it out exactly where they have it right now. They don't want it to push into tower too fast so that minions die. But they cannot push out of their base too far because of that bot wave. They are all mid lane at this point. They're basically A-ramming, but that is going to be it's really tough for them at this point. I will mention, though, even with all of these advantages, even with all of this, they're only 8,000 gold behind. This is 8,000 gold at 28 minutes, so that's pretty insane. But they are still only 8,000 gold behind.
Yeah, they're only 8,000 gold behind, and most of the gold... Allow has 4,000 gold up on Gnar. So basically around half of the gold lead is on the matchup. If you're able to isolate the Alawi Gnar matchup for the 4v4, suddenly that 9k gold lead shrinks to a 5k, and you have a better chance if you're able to get the proper flank off, if you're able to get one kill to start the roll onto Moeta, but he might be caught out.
Moeta getting nice fancy feet there.
He's
Oh,
gone.
he accidentally auto-attacked the minions to try and get away. He was right-clicking around the wall there and accidentally auto-attacked the minions, and that was his deathly mistake. And I feel like that's going to be the nail in the coffin there that ends the game, because like you said, there's no good wave clear on the rest of the team. It's literally just auto-attacks from here on out. Lord going in, gonna
Nice
get
shockwave.
just like we mentioned, gonna go in. Now the Alawi is not there quite yet, but he is going to be there. Fabricio going down. Alawi does just walk in and ult under a tower. It's going to be absolutely massive for their team. They're going to grab the tower now, chase the last man alive for his team.
That's it.
That's going to be it. That's going to be 5 members. It's going to be the ace. That is going to spell the doom, the defeat, the downfall of Arky MIA. That's going to spell the victory, the adoration, and the
The gold
accolades.
flares.
The
The gold
gold
colors.
flare in our Discord server for Control 6. Congratulations. Clever username, Lord Nerdishly, Timster, Tank, and Fish. You have earned those golden names. Hard fought and hard won.
Yeah, and just major props again to Clever User. Both games that he got the Lowy, he just completely dominated and destroyed. And I just have to say, props to both teams. Especially with the Arky MIA bouncing back for the game, but the top lane differential was really the crux that this whole series was essentially settled on, because in the bot lane, yes, they were relatively even. But the reason why Moeta wasn't able to get his damage out, the reason why Moeta wasn't able to consistently join the team fights in the end, was because you can't join a team fight if you're dead. You can't do dead. How do you die? Because of a giant Alawi that's in your face constantly, because of a lack of peel, because of a lack of damage, because of a lack of defense. All because of Clever username harassing the Gnar, harassing the earlier Maokai pick in game 1, constantly generating these leads to close the game, to close these games out, and to close the series out for his team.
Yep, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be 2-1 for Control 6, earning them those gold names in the Learning 5's Discord server. But guess what, guys? That is not all. That is not the last match for today, because guess what? We have one more coming up in a little less than 4 hours. That is the NA Gold Plat Bracket Finals. That's going to be the last match of the Learning 5 session. Stay tuned for that in about 4 hours. Any closing thoughts there, Weizhou?
My closing thoughts, Alawi is super strong. If I was in Moeta's shoes, I'd hate to be in Moeta. So much power. I think both teams played amazing. I like what both teams are doing, but at the end of the day, one team just executed better on their team compositions, win conditions than the other. And just again, major props to Control 6.
Yep, major props to Control 6. But in a few hours, we will have the teams of Team Trash Cans versus Team Excuse Me. Why did you ping me? I was just not doing that again. I do not like, nor do I enjoy. ... Tune in for that at 9 p.m. EST. Be there or be square. See you guys later.
Peace.